All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Bar Drinks and Entrees. My name is James.
I'm Kenny.
Bobby.
E.
Ricky and Mike. No, I'm Pup.
Frenchie.
And we're here bringing casual conversation to life.
So how you guys doing? Like, first of all, thank you guys for being on the show. We definitely appreciate it. And before we even dive deep into anything, this is the Man Cave edition. So you see episode 4. So you see a lot of just all fellas on it. So this is strictly for, you know what, just the Man Cave edition, man. But it's the Man Cave edition, man.
Boobs and no boobs.
Yeah, boobs and no boobs, man. However you want to call it. So don't want to know. We're not here to offend any of you ladies or whatever we say and everything like that. This is just opinions from the fellas tonight, man. And y'all will get y'all chance on the next episode to voice y'all opinion on whatever we talk about.
Do that.
I'm just saying, man. We're going to have an all-ladies crew, ladies night for them, right, so they can voice their opinion on whatever they want, on whatever question or topics we have.
That's going to be hot, that show. That's going to be real hot.
So, yeah, because,
sure we the only one
holding
it down for the brothers.
Man, we're going to hold it down. We're going to hold it down for all y'all that's sitting right here. So before we get started, man, we like to make sure we let people promote whatever they got going on. So starting to my left, I'm gonna start with Frenchie, one of my brothers, Frenchie. So you want to promote anything you got going on?
Nah, not really.
Here we go with the cool shit, man.
Too cool for school.
Right, as soon as the camera go on, they get cool.
I know.
I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I let somebody else.
We got the two owners of Future of the Retro here. They are responsible for designing our logo, Bar Drinks and Entrees.
They got gear, as you can see, it's fuck cans that he has on that. And also, Frenchie started Mentality. A couple of us sitting here at the table, myself and Bobby, we got to get you in that, man. It's a Facebook group that we all are in, and it's really about uplifting brothers and fellowshipping and things like that.
Yep.
I'm sure you ain't tell them too much.
Oh, nah. So, Mentality, man.
Society,
it's a secret society, all we have to trust. But like I said, it's for us. It's for us. And, we just doing things to help uplift the young brothers and keep us on track. So that's a big thing. And I appreciate French for starting that, man, because, it's a lot of sister circles, and they have their social clubs and the book clubs and things like that to help them get through trials and tribulations. And Frenchie did something for us, and it got over like 400 members in it. So, man, he's doing a great job with that, man.
And also, this is his second show here. 1/3 of the 3 bars.
There's 3 stars, too many
bars.
bars.
Too many bars. I apologize.
I'm the brightest star of the 3 stars, too many bars.
Second time on Bar Drinks and Entrees.
I'm saying, like, nobody else is getting guest features and pods. So, I mean, it's like, you want the brightest star to be featured, you call me.
Okay, cool. So, we didn't do that on purpose. Milton and Chips, like,
I did it on purpose.
So,
pull up.
Of course, when
Drop
you guys,
location.
we're going to have you guys on the show just to combat that,
He about to
man.
be a bar drink.
Yeah, I hope you don't get fired on your day off. So, to my right, right past Kenny is Bobby, one of our fellow brethren that used to work with us at Nike. So, had to, and he probably got some wisdom for us too. Yeah. But, anything you want to promote?
Yeah, I'm working on something. As James said, I think I got a lot to offer, a lot to spit out there. Appreciate, he's talked with these brothers a lot about just life and a whole bunch of different shit.
Definitely did.
So, I've been going through some shit in the corporate game, and I think I might do something, not necessarily this format, but, I want to be able to kind of promote a safe space for brothers to really talk about, like, maneuvering, like, life in this corporate, beats and stuff like that. So,
nice.
Just recently, just let folks know, I actually got caught up in something at where I'm working at right now, and it was whistleblowing and racial discrimination.
Wow.
And I found out about a week ago, and you guys don't even know this, that I won.
Oh wow!
Man, congrats to you, bro.
So,
man.
Being a black man, the company that I work for is a $8 billion a year company, so it's a large, mega organization. It was just acquired by a foreign entity, and working in IT and the numbers and shit ain't adding up. And being a program manager in IT, they want me to look the other way. I'm like, nah, I don't look good in orange, so
Gotcha.
I know how that shit goes. So, I had to kind of stand the line, integrity, whatever like that. And as you all know that, work these jobs, man, a lot of times that shit don't really work out for folks that are like us. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
this is a praise report testimony that I came through it. It was a long time, like 2 years.
Shit.
2 years.
Damn, man, we was talking during that
Yeah,
time.
remember, we stopped by my house.
Yeah.
So I found out last week they did an external investigation. It was like, we believe you. It was like retaliation, whistleblower, whatever, everything. The only thing they said they couldn't really prove was the racial shit, because it was like, ain't nobody call you a nigga, but
Gotcha.
we all know I'm the only person of color, so we know what it was motivated by. But yeah, so I'm working through that now, getting a promotion, they're actually getting rid of everybody, senior management. They got rid of the president, CEO already. They got rid of executive vice president. They're getting rid of a lot of other people where I work at. So.
Okay, so you're getting a promotion and everything. So, not to be black, but how do I get to the yams?
I mean, it's some yams we can get to.
Yeah.
but going through shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, that's the type of stuff in the format I want to kind of put out there. Because I'm pretty sure
That's a good conversation.
I ain't the only brother that's kind of going through shit like that at work. And like, a lot of times we ain't got safe spaces to kind of, pick people's minds. So that's all for me.
So that's what's up, man. I like that. That's good. That's good information, because, like I said, corporate America can't treat us like shit. So definitely. And keep us updated on that, man. So, I definitely would like to, be at that platform when you started. So, definitely keep it up.
And as a dude that work in corporate America, I definitely want to be a part of that, man. That's cool, man. So, like you said, we only got a safe place to talk about that kind of stuff. Man.
So, moving on to you, E. What you got going on? What you got brewing over there?
OT Show was a podcast I got with Grayson Orfe, which is my co-host. That's like the show, man. That show we've been doing it for like 5 years, and it's been cool, man. Been meeting a lot of people doing it, man. And it just shows that if you stick with something, you never know what'll happen.
I seen somebody interview y'all about y'all.
Yeah. We got interviewed. We were guest speakers.
Wow,
at this event called Shifting the Paradigm. It's about and what we talked about was melanin people controlling narratives through podcasting.
Okay.
And because as you know, in the media we get betrayed negatively.
Yeah.
And we got a chance to control our own narrative with podcasting or whatever. That's why I encourage anybody to do it. Mm-hmm. So then I got that, and I got a Bros Beer and Whiskey, aka BBW. And
I like
So that's just fun, man. That's just a fun time. Look, I kind of just created that show to really just have fun and drink with my friends, but also to learn about. I started because of my uncle.
Right.
My uncle, all he does is drink Miller Lite and Crown Royal. I'm like, bruh, it's other stuff you can drink, man. So it's for us to explore different things, man, explore our culture. Because look, we were growing up, what we were drinking, like what rappers say. We started drinking Patron, we started drinking Hennessy or whatever. Cavassier or whatever.
I ain't never drink Cristal.
Oh, that's what Jay was talking about.
But we wanted to drink Cristal. Yeah, Nouveau.
Oh man, that was all
trash. Patron's trash.
Screw you, T-Pain for that.
I had some good times with Nouveau.
Do y'all remember? Hold up, y'all. Do y'all remember Hypnotic?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Don't disrespect Hypnotic.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
No,
remembering
that's
that.
some good nights over here.
That's what slowed me
The
down.
color of the cups.
Hypnotic and Hennessy got it done.
Nah, it did.
Alizé.
But that's why I started the show, though.
Okay.
To put light on different things, man. They get people to expand their palate, man.
Okay, yeah. And I want to say we definitely had a good time in the show. Both shows, and you kind of inspired me to do a podcast. I was talking about it and everything like that. Being on yours, I was on there actually with my homeboy French. So, that was
a good episode, too. I went back and recently watched that episode.
Allegedly.
That was the word of the day that day, allegedly. So, like I said, thank you, brothers, again. So, getting into it, we usually do a happy hour when we talk about a current event, but we fellas, we're going to do something a little different than like just talking. We're going to switch it up a little bit. So, we got a game we're going to play. It's called Gotta Get Rid of One. Gotta get rid of one.
I hate games like this, because I can never just answer. I always have to tell you why.
We're gonna get everybody 1 minute rebuttal. Everybody go down the list.
And then we're gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna let Kenny start off with the first one that we got. The first question.
All right. Who's one that gotta go? or gotta get rid of?
Yeah, gotta get rid of.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Do you have to keep the other two, or is it like you know how they go like
You getting rid of it?
Nah,
Never existed.
Gotta get rid of them.
Never existed.
Full contact.
Yeah.
Wipe them. Okay.
Hate these. I swear I do, man.
The first one is crazy. Kobe, LeBron, or MJ?
We're gonna start with you, cause you're a Lakers fan. We're gonna start with you, Fred.
LeBron gotta go.
I knew he was gonna say LeBron.
Man, he gotta go. But not off no
No, but hold
disrespect.
up. I'm gonna let everybody get around first. So you say LeBron.
LeBron gotta go.
All right.
Matter of fact, we're gonna stay there. No, we're not gonna stay there. We're gonna stay there. Why?
Well, I mean, okay, you give me Jordan, you give me Kobe, you give me LeBron. With them two killers, you don't need a facilitator. You just got you got two people that's gonna bite your head off day in, day out, night in, night out, and they're clearly better than everybody on the floor. There's times where LeBron looks mediocre, bro. Like, and he'll still put up the numbers, but it will look like, bro, you're supposed to be the best in the world. Why are you playing down to your level of competition? And it's like I feel like he's too friendly. He's too nice. Like you give me two killers, the sucker gotta go.
Oh wow!
Oh, shit.
Compared to them, he's a sucker. He gotta go.
Okay, we're gonna stay on the left side.
Oh man,
Frank.
don't do this to me.
I'm gonna answer for him. LeBron
No,
gotta go.
but you know what? Like, this is really screwed up, because my answer is Kobe, But this is why I'm so torn between it, because Kobe Bryant means so much to me.
Yeah.
It means so much to our brand. And I named my daughter after him.
Wow.
My daughter's middle name is Randy Kobe. My younger brother that passed, his middle name in Kobe is Randy Kobe. The reason I picked Kobe is because he is the Jordan clone.
Okay.
His game is mirrored off of Jordan. You would not have Kobe without Jordan. LeBron is his own beast. It's two different styles of player. I don't need a replica.
Okay.
But Kobe is so valuable to my upbringing.
Yeah, but you
change your answer if you want.
No, no.
I can't.
Okay, so you saying Kobe? Hold up, no, we gotta go right
No, I gotta answer. I have to answer.
We have to save it.
This is
I
not
can't save it.
This is
Sorry, Fred. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro, you don't apologize for that.
Like, our handshake. Kobe came out with the Kobe system in 2012.
Yeah,
Future Retro started in 2012. When we say you're welcome, that means the shit is already taken care of.
Right.
You ain't gotta ask us shit else because Kobe system, you welcome. Like triangles up. You know what I'm saying?
We got a lot more questions.
Got a lot more questions to cover. So, E.
My bad.
LeBron gotta go, man. I'm a Kobe fan, and maybe I'm a little biased, but and then not to mention, I feel like LeBron's just Karl Malone with handle. He's Karl Malone with handle in a J. It's like a 3-point ball.
No go-to moves.
Yeah, I mean, he just goes straight forward. He ain't bopping you or nothing. He just
Look at the ball and shoot.
yeah. But nah, man, I gotta pick between those three, man. I'm going with Kobe and Mike over LeBron. Yeah.
Okay.
LeBron gotta go,
All right.
yeah.
Bobby, we're gonna swing it to you.
It's another tough one, but I think I'm gonna have to rock with Frenchie. I think it got to be Kobe. And it's just hurt my heart. I mean, I actually played ball with Kobe at high school.
Damn.
I played in Chester High.
Philly.
So you know, I definitely got a lot of respect for his game. And
Was he always that good even back then?
Interesting enough, so I'm 2 years older than him. So you know, I'm like a shy under 6 foot. So when I played against Kobe, he was my size. Mm-hmm. And then like after I graduated, he like in between his sophomore and junior year, he grew like 8 inches in like a summer. And then when I came back, because I went to North Carolina A&T, I was playing ball there, and everybody was like, you know, who to do, like give it to everybody. It's like Kobe, like Lower Marion was like trash. Like at Chester High and other schools, stuff like that. Like you started your bench against Lower Marion. That's how it was.
Man.
And then, but you know, like you know, he had that growth spurt and he was rocking shop. But I think you know to what you know, from my perspective, to what Frenchie said, I look at him as Jordan 2.0. Okay. And so not to say that he's not you know he's not lethal, because yes, that's like if you ask me if I can pick him and Jordan as like the 1 and the 2, like I'm picking both of them niggas, like
Right.
you know,
Just
whatever like that.
You just come.
But I gotta go with the originator. I gotta go. I'm a '76 baby, so I gotta go with Mike. Like Mike.
Yeah, man.
Just like cats older than with me, gonna go with like
Dr. J,
Dr. J or
James Worthy,
or
Magic Bird on the air.
You know, so the thing I say about LeBron, so what you were saying, like I see LeBron to me is a hybrid, I think, between like Karl Malone and Jordan. Magic kind of Magic is Jordan.
Yeah,
so I think he evolved a niche that is his game. Whether you like it or not, it's his game. But like you know, Kobe studied the master and got damn near as good as the master.
Gotcha. Kenny.
Yeah, with me.
Go ahead, my bad.
Go ahead. For me, sorry, Fred. I'm gonna have to get rid of Kobe, man. Like,
Sorry,
like,
dog.
It's hard hurt.
Hold on. Before we keep going, like, I just want to make sure that let's RP to Kobe too. Like, RP to Kobe Bryant. You know, he definitely missed respect.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, I know people.
I was gonna get there. I'm just gonna say because my cousin know I'm not fake. Like I still haven't forgiven him for beating us in the finals. So this has nothing to do.
Yeah,
that has nothing. This
That's what it sounds like.
I don't care if I look like an idiot in the room. Kobe gotta go because I haven't forgiven him from the 0-1 finals. Had AI, had just a Shaq, we would have won, but he dropped his own.
So if that's the case, I might be beefing with LeBron too. They can cost me about $200.
Yeah, but like
old Spurs bet.
MJ is the GOAT. Like I never seen a guy that could just take over a game and just all right, let's go. It's on my back. We win it. And Magic, I mean with LeBron, man, like 9 straight finals. I've never seen a basketball player like LeBron. It's quick, powerful, but passive. But like, I mean, LeBron different, man. Like, you gotta respect it, man.
Definitely is different.
You gotta. I've seen Kobe before with Michael. I have not seen LeBron before.
Karl Malone, sir.
I have. He's better than Karl Malone. He got 3 rings.
So I guess it's on me. Yeah, man. So Kobe, MJ, or LeBron. I got your hands up, man.
I'm just getting a drink.
Okay, I was just saying. Kobe, MJ, or LeBron. That's tough, man. Jeez. RP to him, but I might have to
Shoot the goddamn dice.
I might have to get rid of Kobe, man.
Fred in his bag.
Hey Fred, I think you would have got a different response if I ain't go right after you though, bro.
No. I would have went the same response. Think about this: do we have Kobe if we don't have Jordan?
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. No, we don't.
No way possible.
I'm gonna wait until my 1 minute rebuttal.
So it's hard to choose Kobe, and the reason why I say it's hard to choose Kobe, I'm not gonna say it a lot. Like killer instinct wise, like you said, putting your team on your back. MJ, Kobe did the same thing. 81 points. He put him on his back. Won a couple games. He got championships. He couldn't do it without Shaq.
6'5".
Yeah,
LeBron got
3. But he couldn't do it without Shaq. Then he did it without Shaq.
Will LeBron get the 5?
No. And Kobe.
Oh, he got
And Kobe will go down probably. Kobe will probably go down as the greatest Laker when it's all said and done. They retired both of his numbers.
I can't put him over Magic.
Oh, I can.
Nah,
Magic.
he is the greatest Laker though.
Listen,
Landslide.
rookie year, Kareem went down. Magic played center and scored 40.
What year was that?
Come on, man.
What year was that?
You gotta respect that. It don't matter what year was it he happened in his
I'm asking
career.
a question,
Kareem is the
Hold
best.
on. We're gonna get back to it.
Then it is now.
We're gonna get back to it. Hold on. We're gonna get back to it. But Kobe, yeah, man, I'm gonna take LeBron because, like you said, Jordan. You know what I mean? I get what everybody's saying about MJ. Kobe the same way. Yikes, man, that's tough.
Can I get a rebuttal?
That's tough. Yeah, we all gonna get rebuttals, man. We all gonna get rebuttals.
Alright, bet.
We gonna fight.
No, I got a real good rebuttal though.
We're gonna get going. We're gonna get rebuttals, but I'm gonna go with Kobe not being in it. So, Fred, I know you got a rebuttal. What's your rebuttal, Fred?
I'm saying something to y'all. LeBron, you said he's different, right?
I'm gonna tell you why though. But
You said he's different, right?
Yes,
Y'all said he's
I
different.
said he's different.
I'm gonna tell you
But
why.
is he a different animal
On
and
the same beast.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
It's like talking
You're welcome.
It's like talking to a preacher that's a hustler.
No, it's not. Okay, let me explain something to you. You said that he's the clone. Now I'm gonna quote Jay because you know I'm a hard Jay fan. They say motherfuckers saying they made Hove and made Hove say, okay, so make another Hove. Have you seen another Hove?
Nah.
You know how many basketball players have studied Michael Jordan to the T? You know how many times I've done Michael Jordan's fadeaways? Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry, Hove is another
Excuse
big,
me, sir.
So I'm gonna fuck your
Excuse me,
shit all up.
sir. Don't fuck my brother.
It's
Can we
like
start my
Kobe's
clock?
another MJ?
Can we restart my clock?
No, go ahead.
But I'm just saying
I
this.
reclaim my time.
Michael Jordan came in the league in 83,
Okay.
84. Since 1984, as long as I've been living, there has been one person, in the history of basketball on any level that you can compare directly to Michael Jordan, who everybody claims is the GOAT. So if he was able to duplicate the best,
He didn't.
he did.
He lost in the
Bruh,
final.
I'm not trying to hear none of that, bruh. Kobe Bryant, slam dunk giant. The Kobe
The
style.
Kobe style.
LeBron has a LeBron smile. He's soft. He flopped somebody did like that. He flew in the goddamn air.
That was just the way the game
LeBron,
is.
I don't care.
They all got their
I
clubs,
don't
though.
care.
Yeah.
LeBron, Kobe's last game he ever played in his life, he scored 60.
Okay.
That's
okay.
great.
You gotta get loud. We can hear you.
No, they can't hear me.
All right, hold up, Fred.
How you cut Kobe?
I ain't got no hold on,
I ain't never seen Kobe travel.
Mine real short and sweet. The reason I did not cut LeBron has absolutely nothing to do with him playing basketball.
Oh.
Absolutely nothing.
For what he did for the game.
LeBron as a
Man.
role model, as
shit,
as a male figure in the
Businessman.
black community, that's why I kept him,
So,
bro.
if that's the case, hold up. Let me rebuttal that.
Us
real
off
quick.
camera. I got something for that.
If we gonna rebuttal that, then what you saying is, I'm getting rid of MJ then.
Facts.
Oh,
You don't go
If you-
Biggie.
If
You
you
don't
gonna
go off
go
court.
totality,
Yeah, off
no,
court.
if totality, then I'm getting rid of MJ.
Off court. I gotta get rid of MJ. It was off
Because
court.
Kobe did
owns a
more.
team.
What?
It's the first black owner of an NBA team.
Do you know what Mike
Well,
has
not
done
first,
for
but
the
second.
community? Mike has opened up hospitals. Mike is the number one. The
Hold on,
Make-A-Wish
hold on.
Foundation,
Yeah.
he's the number one
This still
requested
my
and-
rebuttal,
Hold on,
right?
hold on. Yeah, it is.
Nah, I got you. But my thing is
Gatorade.
publicly standing up for other people that are less fortunate in the public eye when he could lose it all because of what the stance that
Some
he
Ali
takes.
shit. That's
It's
Ali
why I keep LeBron. Yo, it has
That's why
nothing to do with this game because I love Kobe Bryant, but what he means
He do.
in a totality of life, I gotta keep LeBron.
So French, I know with your rebuttal, you going back to you, French, with the rebuttal. You said that you're doing it for older. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just the reason I kept LeBron has absolutely nothing to do with him playing basketball. It's what he means, you know, to the culture. You know, he does a lot of stuff publicly. He's put himself in positions where he could lose all his endorsements. It could really cut into his bottom line, and he did it, you know, without even second guessing. You know, so a lot me deciding had a lot to do with the man he is off of the court.
Cool.
So
Respect. Any rebuttals from you guys over on this side, or y'all cool with what y'all said, everything like that?
Everybody got their stance, I think.
Okay, cool. Let's go to the next question, and we're gonna kind of move a little fast a little bit, but like I like the conversation where it's going. So next one, gotta get rid of one.
Shit hard.
Biggie, Nas, Jay, or Pac. And I'm
come on, what are y'all doing? Man? What are y'all doing?
So bad. Yeah.
yeah. So Bobby,
Yeah, you see why I hate this shit?
Bobby, we're gonna start with you. You the vet. So Biggie, Nas, Jay, or Pac.
This is a straight bias question for me because I'm an East Coast nigga. It gotta be Pac.
Okay, cool. E.
Damn. It's Pop. I don't even want to get rid of Pop, but it's Pop though, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Frenchie.
Biggie, easy. Easy.
Nas gotta go.
Damn.
Immediately.
Uh,
Vacate the premises.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have the last one. I'm gonna do mine. You know what? I'm gonna go with Biggie. I can live without Biggie,
You
man.
go Biggie, man?
Yeah, I can live without Biggie.
March 14th coming up, bro.
As my man Nas would say, fuck Jay-Z.
I'm a still say that though.
Hold up, y'all. Get loud. We gotta keep it.
It's substance tea though.
So before we get back to him, since you was last, we're gonna swing around the block. You said Pop. Why you say Pop?
It's just I think biased because I'm an East Coast dude. Like I love Pac and I've enjoyed his music, whatever like that. But
That
like,
nigga from Baltimore.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, like what he's known for
It's the West Coast.
His category, you know, music that he's known for was all West Coast shit. So I mean, I was watching motherfucking Juice the other day. So
He was a great actor.
Yes, hell of an actor.
Um,
Mine is Pop because I'm a big wordplay fan when it comes to like rap. So Jay-Z, Nas, and Biggie wordplay was ridiculous, and then Biggie's his storytelling was crazy, and then I didn't mention Nas storytelling. I mean, even Pop's storytelling was crazy too, but it's just like when Biggie, that flow though, son.
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah, it was smooth. Yeah, I would say this. Pac will touch your soul though. He'll give you a gut wrenching story to touch your soul. But I'm a big fan of wordplay. This is my category when it goes to me when it comes around or whatever. That I'm a sucker for that joint. Yeah.
So Pop. So you said Biggie.
Am I telling you
Why you got Biggie
why
about that?
his catalog wasn't long enough?
Okay.
The type of music that he put out was it was cool, but it wasn't that, you know.
I got you.
It didn't give me that. It didn't
Okay.
give me
Fight
that.
the power per
It
se.
ain't help. It ain't make me want to go feed the homeless. It ain't
Gotcha.
make me want to go check on a single mother. It ain't give me that. And
So
then
I know who your goat is.
yeah.
So, what about you?
Brenda.
You said Nas. You said you getting rid of Nas. So why you getting rid of Nas?
I mean, Nas didn't evolve as an artist to me. Like he, you know,
What you mean?
four albums in 10 years, nigga. I could divide.
So what do you mean involved?
Spitting
What is
J-
it?
Like I mean, I feel like he was all over the place. Like he tried to be commercial, he tried to be hood, he tried to be real. He tried too hard, right? Just to make music. Like Nas, you can't go from Illmatic to Uchiwali. That's just how I feel, right? I mean, like I get it.
I mean, but all
I get it, and like I'm not even dissing Uchiwali, but
all rappers have that type of. They have one of those in
But
their catalog.
Nas did not evolve. If you listen to Jay Catalog, I don't care what he say. Jay Catalog from Reasonable Doubt all the way to his last album, it's been fire along the way.
Magna Carta Holy Grail was
Okay,
garbage.
sometimes you gotta put the fire. You know how like when you think the fire out, then it come right back.
Volume 2, garbage.
Because Volume 2 is
Yo, come on, sit down.
Most
Man.
commercialized album ever.
Hold up, y'all. Come on, y'all.
The Summer Jam screen?
Come on, man. Reel it in. Come on, reel
The
it in.
Summer Jam screen was trash.
Yeah, he said it was trash.
Did he put Nas on the Summer Jam screen?
Alright, so moving on to me.
It was me. Hold up.
Okay, alright. Ain't even your go.
I said Biggie because, like I said, mine's just biased too, Bobby. I'm a Nas fan. Like Nas is my favorite rapper, man. And so like him and Biggie was kind of like the same per se with the storytelling per se, but Nas to me it just was more vivid for me. Like I gave you power, like the one mic, like just like the stories that he told on I Am, like if I were to work on I Am, Caroline from Maryland, she's Lady Heroin, she's elegant. Even the joint on the last song on I Am, Project Hallways, like those mean something to me. You know what I mean? So like I get
Girl
it.
Lost ain't gonna lie, shit.
Yeah, Black Girl Lost.
I know that girl.
Yeah, so like it was just those things to me that but I know Biggie made it commercial wise. Yeah, like it's just certain things that Nas, man. So that's why my thing is. So why you say Jay-Z?
Because I think Jay-Z is trendy. I'm not trendy. You can get out of my face, but I'm not just. Everybody thinks Jay is the GOAT. Like when Jay drops an album, I get a text. Oh, this is Jay-Z day. Like I mean, the nigga make good songs, but like to me, like wordplay, all that shit don't mean nothing. If I could feel the lyrics, like Pop the GOAT to me. I think he touched.
I can touch it.
He touched everything. I mean, like you put out an album in February of '96, and then he dies in September, but he sells 5 million in between time. Like that's unheard of. And then that All Eyes on Me is dope, classic. I don't think that there's out of all the rappers we name, I don't think there's an album they put out that's better than All Eyes on Me.
Jay dropped on 9/11.
Okay.
I won't say that it's
still
not bad.
I don't. But I'm talking about.
I got you. What you saying?
My ears.
Okay, so all right, cool. Moving on to the next question, Kenny. Come on, we gotta keep the party going, man.
Yeah.
I like you so far though.
One gotta go. Eddie Murphy, Bernie Mac, Dave Chappelle, or Martin Lawrence.
One more time. You killing me, yo. Like, real life.
Can we skip this one?
Nope.
Yeah.
One gotta go.
You said Eddie Murphy,
Bernie Mac,
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, Martin.
Okay.
We gonna start with you, Fred.
Why you gotta start with me?
Because you breathe
Because you're breathing all hard.
Damn.
Come on, man.
Come on, time's ticking.
Tick, 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 tick.
Bernie Mac.
What?
All right, cool.
Okay.
Bernie Mac.
Next question. Next person.
Bernie Mac.
Go ahead, E.
Martin.
Get out. Get out.
Okay, go
I know.
ahead. Bobby.
This is hard.
Question was stand-ups there towards the end.
I think I might have to go Bernie Mac.
Bernie.
I feel fucked up by saying it.
I feel bad. That's why I want to skip it.
Alright, man, when I answer this, I'm not gonna feel black no more. Oh, fucking Dave Chappelle, man.
I think I almost with Dave Chappelle too.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying. I was with Dave Chappelle.
For me, nobody. I'm leaving them all there.
Oh hell nah, nigga, you gotta man. Hey,
Is that a host privilege?
That's a whole privilege.
Uncontested.
The uncontested, they all stay.
It's like, nah, but for me, jeez. Ooh, that's tough.
Come on, man, pick one.
What you mean?
Feel like it's easy as shit, right?
Yeah, that shit ain't easy. Damn.
Just go Bernie.
Bernie.
My response is real easy though. Social media. That's it. I ain't see enough of Bernie Mac. You know, like Martin is my culture, nigga. Like I grew up. That's a part. That's a
and what got me, I'm a stand-up fan, so
yeah,
I judge by stand-up. You know, come and ask Martin just a little question.
Listen,
Bernie stand-up.
Martin
though,
Lawrence TV show meant so much to the culture. To me, he can't go.
Martin is hip
Dave
hop.
Chappelle's skits.
Man.
He has so many classic moments in one season, bro.
I just
Once
didn't like
I want to talk to Samson, like, come on, yo, like his quotable.
But Bernie got that quotable. Bernie skinny, you motherfucker.
But that's it though.
Jiggling.
It's social media, bro. If it wasn't for Kings of Comedy, come on,
house party though, yeah.
That's it, yo.
Oh, I remember you now. They call you Joe. Come on,
So the reason why I said kind of to that point, the reason why I said Bernie Mac was, you know, and maybe this was time or whatever. We never see a straight up Bernie Mac like him by himself.
Right.
All the other ones stood by themselves. You know,
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Because you Raw, Delirious, you can't fuck
Yeah.
with Martin Joint, you can't fuck with Dave Joint, you can't fuck with like
so crazy.
like
Eddie just the goat anyway.
what I've been pressed to see Bernie Mac by himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
I think Eddie Murphy, his business mind just got me. It was like, if I just do all kid movies, you gotta buy a ticket for the kid, and a parent gotta take him. Like he was double dipping every time he made a kid movie.
For Eddie Murphy, for Eddie Murphy. Go ahead, Ken.
But for me, like to rebut what you were saying, like for Bernie Mac, all those comedians that you just named they're not going after Bernie Mac.
Yeah. True that.
That dude,
they respected him.
They're not going after Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac is a headliner with that line.
No, all the kings of comedy wouldn't go after Bernie Mac.
That's
Burn
why
it.
They seen that shit in person.
They've all said that.
The way he commanded
We
the
never talk
stage.
about Kings of Comedy. None of them was on the list, but him.
No, but what I'm saying is, dog, his presence and his
Energy.
everything. That's hard to go behind, man.
Bro, that's okay. So
I
what he
agree with
said,
that.
I'm not scared of none of you motherfuckers. Dave Chappelle did that shit. He ain't just say it. He was the black man in the KKK. You see what I'm saying? Like Dave Chappelle, he ain't just walked the line. He pushed the line and wish somebody would say something. And he turned down money for integrity. That reason alone, Dave Chappelle got.
You know why I kept Dave Chappelle in there too? Because he wasn't scared to talk about everything. Like he just talked about his last one.
That put him over the top, bro.
The last one.
When he does it.
He talked about the LBG too. He called them alphabet letters.
Right, exactly. He don't want to.
But it was intelligent though,
and it made sense. And you
his comedy is social conscious of what's going on right now.
I think that Dave Chappelle owned his genius in these few specials. You know, like he had enough time to put together his Sheether. You know what I'm saying? How long Remy had to write Sheether? Like 9 years. Like he had time to put together.
You know why else?
Yeah.
And you know why else that I banged with Dave Chappelle? And this is why I didn't leave him out to real for my part. He never put on a dress.
Oh, facts.
He never was a black comedian that put on a dress.
Shout
if you notice.
Shout out to Bernie.
But you're right, Bernie. But you look at it.
Mask on.
Yeah, but like if you.
So we cutting Martin out.
Like if you notice, like Bernie, they asked him to, and he said no. They said no. So But moving on, we got a couple more we got to do, and we got to get to the questions, man. So, the next question
really killed me with these.
So, I mean, these are something different. It's something different. So going to the next one, gotta get rid of one. Coming to America.
Oh, come on, this
Life.
I don't care what come after Coming to America.
Right. Listen, Coming to America, Life or Friday.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. That's easy.
Hold on.
Bobby, you ain't stopped one yet.
Wait. Friday or all the Fridays?
No, Friday. Just Friday.
That's hard.
First Friday?
First Friday. Bobby, I'm coming to you first.
Oh, shit. I'm fucking up the whole vibe with the Dead Space. Damn, I don't know, man.
Come on, Bobby. Time ticking. We got a show to do. Got a show to do.
I'm going to go Friday, man. Shit.
Okay, Friday.
I can see why you would say Friday, but God, shit, because I love life.
Come on, E, what you gonna do, man?
Jangling.
Yeah, come on, son. Damn, I'm gonna have to kick Friday. I don't want to kick Friday out though.
Ho.
Friday gotta go.
Oh!
Life.
No, Kenny.
Man, like I'm a.
Hey, y'all, boy.
I just think about when they was arguing on the beer bottles and Martin said, "God damn, I told you, don't say nothing." But like me and Cuz, like Friday the GOAT. Like me, Will, my sister, every day in the summertime. We know the whole. We can say all the lines of the whole
That's
movie.
because you only had a Life DVD.
Like for me, Friday gotta
we
go.
just watched that on VHS.
Hold up, guys.
First of all,
Life is like
it's tough.
I gotta get rid of life.
I gotta get rid of Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, Life is probably one of
Because you can't touch Coming to America.
Like Life is probably my top 3 movies of my favorite movies.
Yeah, you can't touch
Right.
Coming to America.
And it's
How you feel
not
about the sequel, though? Y'all think they gonna fuck it up?
I don't
They doing a sequel?
Yeah, they doing a sequel to
Yeah,
not Life.
Coming
to
to
America.
Yeah.
It's a production now.
I'm scared.
You can't mess it up.
It's a production.
I'm nervous though.
I trust Eddie Murphy.
It's gonna be funny.
He will not do that and fuck it up. I trust Eddie Murphy.
But like I said, with Life for me, like it's the whole movie. Then is the outtakes, the best line. He said, "Hold up, this ain't my granddaddy watch. This my daddy watch."
The cornbread.
Yeah, cornbread.
The watch scene. He was like, "Say, fix your motherfucker about to say, say you want, I'm gonna whoop your ass." Like that shit is epic.
And you know he ad-libbed that shit too.
And they didn't do Life. And for the simple fact that they got out
Yeah.
You can't take that.
So we doing two more.
Cause
Last two.
I'm not
Then we gonna get into
I'm not doing no
We're
more.
gonna It's how y'all
rough,
rough. Come on, it's how y'all been good though.
That's rough.
Anybody need some drink?
Yeah, this is pretty rough.
Anybody need some
we catch the audience off guard and switch it up a little bit.
Go
It's
ahead, bro. Go
a
ahead.
special show
Get
for
you
us,
some of that
man.
Mahis, man.
Somebody's
I'm gonna try that next.
Alright, go ahead, man.
That's the new brandy.
This is the
Yeah.
newest
Yeah,
brand.
right.
We was
Yeah.
on his
Best
show,
brand on the market.
So,
Alright,
You gotta feature that one.
Get rid of one.
yeah.
Get rid of one. Black sitcoms, one gotta go. Martin, Fresh Prince, Cosby Show, or Different World. Classics.
Yeah.
I played the fifth.
Come on, I can give you an answer on that.
okay, so who wanna go first?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Fred.
Different world.
Damn.
That is hard.
Okay, different one. What you say, Fred?
Can you repeat the question?
Martin, Fresh Prince, Cosby Show, Different World.
So one of them gotta go, baby.
That shit hard. That's black culture right
It
there.
is though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
When I went to college, motherfucking Different World.
Hold on. Come on.
Yeah.
Tom Chicken, come on.
Different world.
Different world. Bobby.
I feel bad from being from the Philadelphia area, but I'm gonna have to say Fresh Prince.
Oh, wow.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what?
You want to recant your statement?
What?
I can't do it.
It's a tie between them two.
It
So you
can't
want
be a
to
tie.
Yeah,
So are you recanting your statement?
yeah, I am.
Fresh
I'm
Prince?
gonna rock with you, Bob.
Fresh
I'm
Prince?
going with Fresh Prince.
I'm gonna have to go Cosby Show. Even though I just watched the Cosby Show the other day, 'cause I still watch that shit.
Black culture, yeah.
Nah, cause that shit that's close to one of the perfect shows though. So.
Yeah.
When it comes to black culture, just seeing a black family established, whatever.
That's not struggling.
It's not struggling, but
Yeah.
well, for me, I can't let go of Different World.
Gotcha.
Different World made me go to college, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I can't let go of
I
Different
watched
World,
that
son.
shit.
I
And
went
the
to
way
college
was fresh as hell,
The
son.
summer before
He had
I went
every
to school, I
J
watched every
But
single
he had
show.
every J though, son. That's what got me. Come on,
Kenny,
son.
what about you, Kenny?
Can I cop? Can I?
Ain't no comment, no please.
Shit.
I ain't cop.
Fuck, man. Man, I love Different World,
Yeah,
man.
nah,
But
I had to
get
go with
rid of
Different World,
Cosby
man. I
Show.
love Different World, son.
Cosby Show made you what you wanted to aspire for.
Yeah.
Different World made niggas go to college.
Yeah.
Because I can't get rid of Cosby because I grew up with my mom.
Okay, so you
and
say
dad.
you're getting rid of Martin.
And Bill Cosby reminds me so much of my
Are
father.
you getting rid of Martin? That's what it sounds like.
Martin is how I wanted me and
Nah,
my friends to be.
Yeah,
Different World.
I can't get rid of
I ain't going to no rich uncle house, so I'm just
So for me, we get rid of the Cosby Show. Easy.
Yeah,
and,
easy.
and I'm gonna tell you, and let me tell you why it's easy. Now don't get hold up. Let me tell you why it's easy.
Claire Huxtable, man.
Nah, let me tell you why it's easy. Give me a second. Hear me
I
out. Hear
already
me
got
out.
you. I already know where you going.
Let
with
me
it.
see. It's easy for me, and I'm gonna tell you why it's easy for me. Let me say this: Cosby Show started all this for the black culture. We know that. You know, to actually see a black excellence, like that was the epitome of black excellence. A lawyer as a mother. The dad was a doctor. They lived in a great house. They had white friends. That you know what I mean. It wasn't you know what I'm saying. It wasn't really racism. It was like they had all cultures on there. They talked about things. It was fun. They did everything. But for me, relatability. I related. Like hear me out. Martin, I related to Martin. Like just funny, joking. Lived in an apartment. You know, they just that and the third.
Nigga, you live in Martin right now?
Yeah. So Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the scenes that he had, like everybody. Like, why don't he want me? Like,
that scene alone.
Yeah, that scene alone.
So hear me out.
That scene alone makes a cut.
When he got punched in that
finish,
bowling
bro.
alley.
Finish, bro.
Hear me out.
Finish, bro.
Like, he said, why doesn't he want me? Like, I cry every time I see that. And this is no bullshit because I went through that. That was my life. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't live with my uncles or anything like that. But when I did. And my uncle had a pretty decent house. Like, he had a nice house in Upper Marlboro. Like, he knows. So he had a nice house in Upper Marlboro. So when I moved in with him, it was like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Then I related to him because like my mom didn't put me out or anything like that or move me somewhere because of the neighborhood. But I lived in Southeast. They you know what I'm saying? I grew up in PG and I lived in Southeast as well. But like, I can relate to that. Then Hillman, like HBCU life. Like who?
Yeah.
Like I went to an HBCU.
Right.
So for me, like, and then like
You know some of them
I know
characters.
some of them characters, I understand.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, the Cavs. Oh my God! Like Coppin, like we went to Coppin and Cav.
We just beat Eastern Shore too. I just want to.
But like
And Morgan for anybody watching.
And I know that you guys can relate to that going to HBCUs as well. Yeah. So like for me, like don't get me wrong, I love the Cosby Show because the Cosby Show. The reason why I love the Cosby Show because we actually got to see them grow up. Like it was almost like we live with them.
Yeah, it's like reality TV.
But I couldn't make that distinction because you don't have a different world if you don't have a Cosby Show.
But the thing about it is,
true.
But here it is though. You don't have a different world if you don't have a Cosby Show. But the spinoff was for Denise, and nobody really cares about Denise. Nobody missed her.
Well, she was gone the first season.
But nobody missed her.
Yeah, no.
We about to go to the last one, y'all.
That was a good one, yo. That was a good one.
It was the last
Bobby, you made me think about that because like the always joking, always playing. You know, I could do without that, but you don't have different world without the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
And then
Right, so go ahead,
Martin, you just can't get rid of it.
Yeah. So
No, you
Good.
go, just do that.
I do the. Alright, so I'm gonna knock out the next two. We just got because we got to get into these real quick.
So New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society.
What?
That was his idea, not mine.
New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, or Menace to Society?
Damn.
Wow. Now normally I'd be like, that's easy. This one's not easy.
Yeah, you gotta throw a fourth one in there.
Nope, no fourth one because we got to roll.
New
Like
Jack City,
Bobby,
Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society.
Bobby, start with you.
All hood classics.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say Menace.
Okay, minutes. Okay, Fred. I see you turn around, but Fred, what you saying?
Boys in the Hood.
All right.
Okay.
New Jack City.
I'm not going to
Okay, this is it.
New Jack City.
I gotta go New Jack City.
I
my brother's kid. Yes, I am.
So,
Pretty motherfucker.
What? That one may change though.
My brother's kid.
They got too many quotables in there.
Right.
go ahead.
They got too many quotables.
Nah, man, I love West Coast hood movies more, young. I just love that, so I'm gonna go with New Jack City, young. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
It was tough.
Oh, this tough because they all played a role in like our era. Like Wayne named his song his
Carter.
The Carter comes from New Jack City. Menace to Society, straight up Menace.
I lived
Boys in the Hood.
So Nino was a fucking snitch.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of New Jack City. And the reason why is because, like, man, Boys in the Hood, even they don't know.
They don't show.
Saying like,
but the thing about it,
Cuba,
but do y'all think? I don't think New Jack City ages good though, man.
Huh?
I don't think New Jack City ages.
You don't
good.
think it transitions?
You don't think it's timeless?
I don't think it ages good, yeah.
But you know what? The ages that is significant to are still around.
Nah, I feel you.
It was in Martin. It wasn't no Boys in the Hood episode of Martin.
Yeah, it was in Martin though.
Nah, it was. I feel you.
Here's my thing. Ricky is an all-American football player.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't swerve, juke, nothing, bro. It was too cliche, bro.
Hold on, bring it out because we got it. Because we can't get too loud.
Think about it. If you was an all-American football player and somebody got a sawed-off shotgun pointed at you, you ain't going.
But his girl was the girl.
I'm not talking about his girl.
She was fat too.
I ain't worried. She was fat.
Hold on, hear me out.
But bro, he didn't do no moves.
But you know when a buckshot comes out, you know when a buckshot is spread.
Bro, I get that.
What movie would have done?
He didn't attempt to get out of the way. Because if I'm shooting and the nigga moving, I'm moving the gun. I'm not just gonna shoot straight just because the buckshot is spread out. He was going to USC. He ain't juke stick nothing.
Really?
Ricky gotta go.
He was the next Marcus Allen.
Did he run straight or did he juke?
Alright, so listen, y'all. Alright,
Question on that.
let's
Let that sink in.
So this one, hey, like you going to hell for talking about Ricky.
So we got two
more questions. Two more. And so it's on me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so that one. and we're gonna cut that out. Well, now we got 2 more questions. One gotta go.
Yeah, I know this shit.
One we gotta get rid of one. Reasonable Doubt. It Was Written. Machiavelli. Is Dark and Hell Is Hot. And Get Rich or Die Trying.
One more time.
Reasonable Doubt. It Was Written. Machiavelli. Is Dark Hell Is Hot. And Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay.
And so Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt had it. I know what girls like.
Nah.
That was Volume 1.
Oh, alright, cool.
Everybody want
Reasonable Doubt was it. I absolutely hate
Hate that
that
song. Yeah. Let's go with Lil Kim, right?
Yeah, I hate that shit.
That's Uchiwali.
That's definitely Uchiwali though.
That's his Uchiwali.
Yeah, it is.
He know what girls like.
You never.
You're
play
welcome.
That. You never play that song.
So Reasonable Doubt was
And he had a
I got
passion.
feeling, man.
Dead President.
I like Reasonable Doubt.
Alright, so Reasonable Doubt, and
I
I'm
like
gonna start. So we were kind of young in the game when we listened to this music, but we all know it. So, but Bobby, you're a little older than us, so we're gonna start with you.
Alright, so you got 7.
Reasonable Doubt by Hove. It Was Written by Nas. Machiavelli by Pop. It's Dark and Hell Is Hot by DMX. And Get Rich or Die Trying by 50.
Damn, that 50 shit. Wow.
Yes, it did. That shit was impactful.
Yeah,
That was college.
I'm gonna say the 50 joint.
Okay, Get Rich or Die Trying. Because he's a 50 fan. E.
Yo, this is crazy. I hate to say this, but fuck, I might have to do It's Written, yeah.
Oh,
Dog, just cause they're like, dog, Reasonable Doubt still rocks to this day, dog. Like some of them lyrics, that shit crazy. And like,
It Was Written was crazy.
I know it was.
Get Rich or Die Trying was. I'm looking at Bobby like, Get Rich or Die Trying.
I can't. This is the thing. I can't put Get Rich or Die Trying because that shit.
impactful.
It holds a place in my heart, dog.
Yeah.
I never get. I went to Merlin's show for their homecoming.
You was at that concert?
I was at that drink, dog.
I was there too.
Nigga, we played that drink the entire
Yes.
time.
The whole time we was there for the homecoming.
I think I had proper remorse from the other thing. So,
Okay, cool.
so I think that's why I gave
That was the
I
makeup call.
think that was the makeup call. Why I didn't pick Machiavelli, but yeah.
I think juggling between It Was Written and Get Rich or Die Trying. I think I'll go with It Was Written.
Okay, cool. Cool. What you think? Red.
Oh, you ain't bad movie? You ain't got no bad movie.
Come on, Fred, man.
Come on, man.
You ain't got no bad movie.
Come on,
That's
man.
my anthem. DMX got it.
Yeah, man. I knew you was gonna say DMX.
Damn, Max.
That was
That's tough
drink,
too, because that's when I first started driving. That's the first CD I played in my truck when I got my license.
That was his best album.
Jenny,
But they
what
gotta
about you,
go.
Kenny?
Reasonable Dog gotta go.
You just not a Jay-Z fan at all.
Gotta go, man. Gotta go.
See,
He let the bias go the whole way.
Get that shit out of here.
It's consistent though.
Yeah.
It was done.
Get that shit out of here, man.
No, you made Fred lead the bomb, man.
Get Rich or Die Trying was impactful in my college years.
Check, please.
It's Dark and Hell Is Hot. Everybody was listening to that shit in 98. My freshman year in high school. That's how I know. That shit impactful.
That made you just want to slap a nigga.
Yeah, Machiavelli, we grieving over Pac Death, and this nigga put out a motherfucking massive
That shit
album.
classic too, yeah.
Bomb First, Hail Mary, Toss It Up, To Living Down LA,
Every single track.
Against All Odds. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
This nigga had
Oh,
some
that shit was
fire.
on there.
So-
He only had 12 tracks. He only had 12 tracks.
Platinum.
Right,
Should have went triple.
All right, so let me go, Fred. You know what? Like, even though this shit was a culture change, I'm getting rid of Get Rich or Die
I
Trying.
knew you was gonna say that too.
And the thing about it was, I mean,
you a DMX fan, sorry.
yeah. So DMX, like DMX probably his first 2 albums were the best first 2 albums of any artist.
My blood, yeah.
Of any artist to me ever.
And
Any
he was
freshman
in the
sophomore,
movie.
he had the best. He had the best back to back out of anybody else.
They started comparing him to Tupac because he was getting in the movies and everything.
So
Yeah,
that
he had the best
DMX,
back-to-back.
his Dog is House was crazy.
It's Dark and Hot.
It-
I love that better than.
Machiavelli,
That's my
I mean,
first one.
Machiavelli, he died, he came back like That come with me.
That's a classic.
Hail Mary, nigga. That and then even the commercial joint. Live and die in LA.
Jodeci rock.
Machiavelli made us actually believe he's still alive.
Because he had the newest Jordans on until Living Down There.
Yeah.
Then they came out the next year.
How'd he get them Jordans?
So that's what he said he's alive. And it was written. It was powerful, man. That album was powerful for me because like even just like Street Dreams.
Street Dreams.
Yeah, Street Dreams was on that joint. Watch them
niggas. Lauryn Hill too.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill. Watch them niggas just be close to you. The Gun. Like gave you power is probably to me one of the most
amazing
song. I mean, I gave you power. Like how you like me now? I go blow. It's that shit that moves crowd. Like that nigga rapped about being a gun. Like, and you could visualize it when he said it.
And everybody else started writing about that shit.
Yeah, like just Nas and it was written. So and Get Rich or Die Trying. Don't get me wrong. Like you can listen to that joint front to back.
Yeah.
You can
and another thing with 50
and what I liked about 50 at that time.
50 scared me on the album. That nigga said, I shoot your sister house up and let you look for me.
But hold on.
Oh my God.
When he came out with Get Rich or Die Trying, we was all waiting for when we gonna hear this nigga die.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't beefing with other rappers, he was beefing with gangsters.
Not only was still living, still doing.
But like the thing about it was the reason why like it was a culture change, and it was like even though you listen front to back, like even though I got rid of it, but like 50 Cent, that album. Remember, we was in that era of Ja Rule, Fabulous. They was talking about how they was spitting that like
R&B
rapping. I really want to be with you, like.
Hey, Kenny said the nigga was melodyne.
My body.
But so when 50 came out,
I don't know, French. I heard you want to catch a Lloyd show one time, son. What happened?
What was that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was on my R&B shit.
you looking at like, we gotta get back on track because
but he didn't tell you that Rick Ross was just before that though.
He left that out.
He left that part out. It was Rick Ross and Lloyd.
I just want to hear what you.
Now he got dope. Now he couldn't handle his liquor.
I know.
But listen,
that's cool.
That's another story. But like I was saying, 50 changed the culture because everybody got back on their gangster shit.
They did,
yeah. But it's just that.
He didn't tell you that we had to wait in line and I walked in straight through the front door. He didn't.
The reason why I say 50 because that's what DMX to me was.
Yeah, true.
Like that.
Everybody said they did. 50 DMX the game though.
Can I change my answer?
Who? What?
50 gotta go.
Okay, cool. 50 gotta go. So moving on.
My only reason behind what I picked was I remember where I was with all of us came out except for that one.
Except for Jay. I didn't know where I was when Jay album came out.
You wasn't born yet, probably.
Young.
I didn't know about Jay until Hard Knock Life.
Let me school you.
I didn't.
Can I school?
Hard Knock.
Permission to school.
You put me on.
Yeah. Permission to school. Let me just run down Reasonable Doubt for you.
Come on, man.
I just want to run down it. No, just run down it. You picked it. You the only one that picked it. Can't Knock the Hustle. Politics as Usual. Brooklyn's Finest. Dead Presidents. Feeling It. The Evils. 22 Twos. Can I Live? Ain't No Nigga. Friend or Foe. Boy, you cut that album. You crazy, bro.
Y'all might be mad at me, but I might have to go back and rebuttal my shit. Yeah.
What are you going with?
I might cut Reasonable Doubt. So. Because what happened though. Now that I'm thinking about it, at the time Reasonable Doubt came out, I ain't fucking with it.
We didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Do you fuck with it now?
I fuck with it now, yeah.
So it don't matter. That means it's a classic. That defines a classic. It gets better with time. I gotta go. My baby mother just called me. I gotta pick my daughter up. I got to pick my daughter up.
Come on, y'all. Let's come on, man.
Let me just give one example before you go to the next question.
Okay, go ahead.
When Kendrick Lamar dropped his first album, everybody said that was an instant classic.
You're tripping.
When Reasonable
Doubt
came out, I didn't know about that shit till I got to college.
You were 3.
That shit came out when I was 13 years old.
Bro, you are
I didn't listen to Reasonable Doubt till I was in college. I know about that shit.
I knew about
it, but I ain't really paying no attention to it. Like 2 years later though.
No, I keep one eye open.
I wasn't a Jay-Z fan until Rough Riders.
You don't have to be a Jay-Z fan to
recognize
it's good music.
We was in
that was it for me.
When
I heard that bar, I'm like, this nigga real.
But like on that, hold up. But on that, yeah, we went South too. And we're gonna talk about one, and I'm gonna do that because we gotta move on. But we had a Southern group joint that we're gonna talk about off the camera. But like That like Unreasonable Doubt, like his some of them joints that he said, like them bars
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
He like I keep one eye open like CBS. You see me stressed, right? Can I live? Like them some bars they said.
But
Shit like that.
at 13, I
But you like- but you like 50.
though, son.
Shit like that. I like shit that you can feel like.
Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man.
Nigga,
homie.
what the
That's
fuck
how I
are you?
But keep one eye open like CBS.
Hold up, you gotta keep it down, but
All I gotta say
It wasn't
is, with Jay, I got through sophomore English. I did my report on Can't Knock the Hustle, got an A on that shit.
damn.
You wouldn't have graduated for West Virginia.
So the drama, we were studying Raisin. That play Raisin?
Raisin in the Sun. Right?
Raisin and
Okay, because I'm about to say,
You're right. I got it. You're right. Don't worry about it. No, he's.
But I did a report on Pop, and I talked about all the shit that Pop did, and she was like, well, what this got to do with drama? Oh, he was a lead role in Raisin in the Sun. And got an A.
Cool, good job, man.
Boom.
But like, okay.
Cut that out.
No, we're gonna keep that in.
Cut that out.
No, we're
No,
gonna keep
we
it in.
keep it on.
But like you said though, man, good job, man. So how y'all like that, Joe? Like, you know what I mean? Good job.
Before we go, I need those keys.
Yeah. But listen, moving on to like we still kind of in the happy hour section because like man, this is good though. Like you know what I mean? We got one more. I know we had to move on with one more, and I want to get the last one. I'm only gonna do 2 out of this one though. We had a third person, but I'm only gonna do 2 because I think the 2 will be better and be harder. So one gotta get rid of one. Temptation movie or 5 Heartbeats?
My phone just died. Hold on. My phone just died.
That's easy for me though.
My phone just died. I gotta go.
That's easy for me.
That's easy for you?
Yeah, it's easy for me. Yeah.
Go ahead, Easton.
I gotta get rid of Temptations, man. 5 Heartbeats, dog. Just of Eddie Kane alone, my nigga. Eddie Kane alone, nigga.
Temptation.
Temptation.
You can't get it.
You ain't got it.
I get rid of 5 Heartbeats. I got Temptations, man.
Nights like this.
Come on, son.
I got Temptations, man. This nigga said, without me, y'all a group in search of a David Ruffin. And not refuse. I ain't gonna sing the rest of it.
Sing it.
Go ahead, Fred.
Ain't nobody come to see you. Hold on. With that being said, I gotta cut the Temptations. Ain't nobody come to see you, Kenny. But I'm gonna wait till my rebuttal to explain why.
No.
Cut the Temptations.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm cutting the Temptation.
Damn.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. And this, I'm a rebuttal
Eddie
first.
Kane, son.
I'm a rebuttal first. And it's not even about Eddie Kane, even though he was. You think you can hang with old Eddie Kane? Like that line, Red, killing her brothers.
Choir boys.
Yeah,
Come on,
Choir
man.
boys, but like.
As a matter of fact, I just saw a meme today that said Big Red signed Megan Thee Stallion contract.
That was funny.
Hold up. Think about it like this. Like, this is the reason why I didn't cut the 5 Heartbeats. It wasn't even a real group.
Yeah.
Thank
And everybody thought it was.
No.
Yeah.
It was based off of a real group.
It
though.
wasn't
A
though.
real group.
No. What's that group name?
It was based, I think it was based on Harold Melvin and Bruno.
It
Yeah.
It don't
It was
matter.
based off
The
of that.
5, but the Temptations was real.
Yeah.
The 5 Heartbeats wasn't even a real group.
I'm gonna tell you why I picked the Temptations.
And now you have a group that like they have the 5 Heartbeats, like it's a 5 Heartbeats group.
That's crazy.
No, but I'm gonna tell you why.
They did
Like
plays
the
off that shit.
Temptations really like foreshadow what the fuck they went through. They named themselves Temptations. Them motherfuckers went through some temptations. Paul killed himself. Eddie Kane fucking was smoking and died.
Eddie Kane.
No, you talking about
Eddie Kendrick.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Otis thought he was a star. Ain't nobody come to see him.
Ain't nobody come to see
Ain't nobody gonna see you.
Blue was on the pills. He died of a heart attack. Like, come on, man. Like,
My favorite lineup. You ain't nothing, but I was David Ruffin.
David Ruffin on the drugs and he died of that's some serious temptation.
Didn't he die in Philly?
Yeah, Philly.
He
Yeah.
beat Tammy
He found it.
Ruffin ass too.
Yeah.
But like but first I know you said you had your rebuttal, and then we're gonna come to you, Fred. So,
Nah, I don't really have enough for that. It was just, the Temptations. Just I don't know. Everybody is in awe about that movie, and it just wasn't it for me.
Cool.
5 Heartbeats was just better than me.
Fred.
Well, first of all,
Come on, Fred, hurry up, man.
Yeah.
hold on, hey, you can't rush greatness.
You go.
I'm
man.
puppy roughing. but nah, on some real shit. To Temptations as a group, I give it to them. But the movie, like you said, the Five Heartbeats wasn't even a real group. But when you look up the soundtrack,
That
the
shit-
artist says Five Heartbeats. Five Heartbeats.
Yeah.
And like
That joint bang though.
it's just the Five Heartbeats as a movie, and then you remember Townsend came out with a documentary after, like it was like 2 years ago, where it played one day, and it's explained all the behind the scenes stuff, everything that happened, and like the crazy thing about a lot of people don't know this, that was supposed to be a Wayans brother production. So like the Five Heartbeats was supposed to be the Wayans brothers.
Wow.
Cause Keenen Ivory Wayans was the co-producer with Robert Townsend, and then he got the call for On Living Color while they were filming that. So he went off to do that,
Fun
and then
fact.
Robert Townsend was on his own with that.
Slim, did y'all know Robert Townsend helped? It was him and Keenan Ivory. They did Eddie Murphy Raw, son.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of stuff
But
a
hold
lot of
up.
people don't know.
You know, I'll give y'all another fun fact, and this is off topic, but I'll give y'all another fun fact that I read. Did you know that DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince was supposed to be Kid and Play? Kid and Play was supposed to be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Kid and Play said that. Kid
Yeah.
and Play said that on Drink Champs.
They said that
Wow.
Kid and Play was supposed to be
Yep.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince
Yep.
on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
But what happened was-
and Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff was supposed to be Kid and Play.
The production company had a lawsuit against them. So they was like, why the fuck am I gonna do house party and y'all niggas suing me? So they went on and did their own thing.
Damn.
And then
Wow.
with Kid
So
and Play.
Will Smith was gonna be
Will
Kid.
Smith,
Yeah.
they were supposed to be Kid. Will Smith and DJ
It
Jazzy Jeff.
would have messed both of them.
Yeah, it
up.
would have been.
They were supposed to be Kid and Play.
I mean, you never know.
That's
Though.
like that's like Will Smith being Neo.
Kid and Play was
Almost there.
like Kid and Play went together.
Yeah,
bro.
They
but-
say
And House
cartoons though, son.
We gotta get back on track. That was just a
Oh.
fun
But
fact.
we would have never had Martin.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Neville Martin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true, because it was
You-
playing
yeah.
playing Kid that went and got Martin.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I said, but we it's a fun fact.
Oh
We
no,
talked
you
about
know
fun fact.
they all work. They all work. Yeah, they
And
all work in
Sid.
Sid
Salt
together.
and
That's
Pepper
just
too.
crazy.
And Salt and Pepper worked there too.
But listen, hold up, man. Listen, y'all, we going off track. We can talk about some of this off camera.
Shit crazy.
But that's a fun fact. Like if you didn't know that, man. And
God damn.
Alright,
so
we gonna
Bobby, you got a rebuttal for that before we
No,
any rebuttals? The Kenny rebuttal of Temptations, because you said you want to talk about it, because you're the only one to pick Temptations.
yeah, because I mean I already said because they really went to Temptations.
Okay, cool.
Motherfuckers.
So
That's it.
so now, but moving on, before we get into the questions, our first round, second round, and everything like that, I did have something on my mind, on my heart today, and I just want to ask you brothers about this. As y'all know, this is something that was on my heart. As y'all know, I work for Park and Planning.
Yes, sir.
I deal with the youth and everything like that. And French, you know, you dealt with the youth in your past or whatnot. So talking to kids, right? I was asking them about their grades. I'm like, yo, what's your grades like? You know, what's your grades like? You know, and everything like that. And they was telling me the grades. Some had good, some had bad. So the ones that had, you know, some tough grades or whatnot, I was asking. I said, so why your grades like that? You know, some of the answers I got was school was boring. You know, it doesn't do anything for me and everything like that. So one of the kids was like, man, school's boring. It doesn't do anything for me. Plus, what they teaching in school, I'm not going to use in the real world anyway, right? So I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I ain't going to use none of this stuff anyway, what I want to do. So, you know, we got into what he wanted to do or whatever. I think he wanted to rap, of course, a young kid, but another kid, he actually wanted to do something like with cars because he liked cars. But I was asking, so when after they left and I was thinking about it, I was like, well, damn. So the question I want to pose to you fellas right now, and this is still part of Happy Hour before we get into the main question we want to talk about, do you believe that you need formal education in order to be successful? And and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to you, E, because I seen you say that was easy. So do you believe that you need formal education is necessary in order to be successful? And when I talk about that, I know people may think like ages. I mean, kindergarten through 12th and then high school, and I mean kindergarten through 12th and then college. Do you think you need those things like? In order to be successful.
Yeah, you need some kind of structure. But as far as like college and all that kind of stuff, you don't really need it to be successful, depending on what you want to do.
So what's your definition of success then? I guess is what we got to ask too. But before we get to that, but what you say you don't need it, so why you don't need it?
You don't need it. Depends, like I said, depending on what you want to do. Like, it's people that they didn't go to college. They went to trade school. And they good. They successful. They doing what they gotta do. They making money. They taking care of their family. And to them, they good. They might not have 7 figures or nothing like that, but they doing enough to. But they successful. They good though.
Right.
And they didn't go to college or nothing like that. And even some people that dropped out. My uncle, he dropped out. My uncle he never got his degree or nothing like that. But he went to trade school.
Okay.
And he made a way for himself. So I mean, you don't need it, but it's good to have.
Okay. Bob.
I mean, I think everybody needs to have knowledge, and I think the knowledge comes in different formats. You know, I'm a person, you know, I have 4 degrees. I have 2 undergraduate and 2 graduate degrees.
Man, that's good,
and
man.
a big part of that was...
Man, hold up. Before we start, I mean, cheers to
And
that, man. Hold up, cheers.
Clap that up.
I'm about to say, I'm talking shit, I got 2 of them, but...
I got my low ass 1 degree.
I got my master's too, so I ain't talking shit, but yeah.
Hold up, but cheers to that, man, because that's powerful, Bob, to have 4 degrees as a black man. You know, that gives us something to strive for, something to look forward to. But go ahead, Bobby. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Just to run it, and I went to HBCU, so just to run it down, I got a bachelor's in civil engineering from Savannah State. I originally went to A&T, and I didn't finish, ended up transferring to other schools. I got a bachelor's and master's in chemical engineering from Howard. And then I did go to a PWI. I went to the University of Alabama, Birmingham, but I got a double MBA in finance and operations management.
Double MBA?
Yeah, so, and I got a lot of certifications, and I got some graduate certificates as well, but it's the thing, and I'm gonna offer this to you for any of them kids that you talk to. A lot of times it's just exposure to what you can do with the education, with the knowledge. That's really where I think where the disconnect is.
Okay.
And I haven't done it in a while, but I used to like always take a handful of youngins under my wing. I would bring them to work with me. I would even, spend a day, spend a week. We got a spring break about to come up with, so if you know some kids that just want to like shadow me for a week and understand, like, I've been probably making 6 figures since I'm 43, about to be 44 this year. I've been making 6 figures since I was 25.
Damn.
Shit.
And above, and like it's, I come from humble beginnings, so my dad, when he retired, the highest amount of money he made was like 60. Like he just broke 60 when he retired, so that was like big money for him. So, my dad worked obviously all his life. He didn't go to college. I was the first person in my family to ever go. But sometimes it's just exposure to what you can do with it. And I think for a lot of the kids, I understand that, like, you could be just as cool. Like, I got J's on, Nike down. We were joking about that earlier. Right. But I'm not what they probably think you are if you go to school and you be, you take it seriously. You get that knowledge.
And I feel you on that too.
It's how you apply it because, my daughter, she's 9, and I enjoy with this because I bring my daughter to work with me a lot, and what she'll tell you is that my daddy's a boss. She don't know she knows I'm an engineer. She knows I do engineering, but she's like, my daddy's a boss. She's like, because I work for a large multi-billion-dollar company, and I'm in there, and I bring her into like major meetings and shit with me, and my daughter's just there with me, and she like. No matter who's in that meeting, white people, black people, executives, whatever like that, they listening to what your dad say and they going by what your dad say. Mm-hmm. So I think it's getting more kids, exposed to that type of shit. I think is really what they need to do it because then it gives them options out of what they see on social media, be either hooping or being a rap star. And and it's okay if that's what your talent is. It's okay to do that, but like you can be cool as shit too. You can be swagged out.
Gotcha.
And do a different vibe, and I think that's just unfortunately I think a lot of youth don't get to see it.
So you do believe in the formal education system, or do you think that?
I think it's about getting knowledge and getting it in the format that you're going to absorb it. Everybody don't learn the same way.
Because I'm sorry to cut you off, but the tricky thing about that, like I was horrible in high school, because I was bored. I didn't want to learn none of it. Mm-hmm. So what happened once I got my when I wanted to learn stuff on my own, I excelled when I got my master's. I excelled in college. Because I wanted to do it. Gotcha. In high school, I didn't want to do none of it. Because it was like, I did enough to play basketball, to be honest.
So for you, do you think formal education is necessary to be successful?
Absolutely. For a lot of the reasons why they just said. So for one, like formal education doesn't have to be high school, college. Like I said, it could be high school, trade, whatever your lane is, I feel it's necessary for a lot of different reasons. And the crazy thing is, I never knew that about him. But when we worked at Nike, he was the first person that I gravitated to because, and I really feel like now it's because of how he lived his life. He knew how to relate to people in order to try and pull them in the direction that he went with his life. And the reason why I feel like it's necessary, because when you're dealing with corporate America, the education is necessary because that's how they look at you. They want to look at you not because they don't, the degree itself doesn't matter, but the fact that you can show that you can complete a task.
Right. Gotcha.
Because, okay, everybody can go to college and not finish. But if you can go to college, go through all the trials and tribulations and the pressures and the issues that you deal with socially, because going from high school to college, like living under your parents, living on your own, if you can finish that and complete that, you're showing them that you can handle just about any task. This man got 4 degrees. Like, I get it. It's like when I tell you it reaches through your pores. Like, I swear to God, like, I'm not even making this up for the camera, bro. When we first started working at Nike, everybody else, oh, this is your manager here, this is your manager here, this is who you talk to here. They didn't tell me nothing about this man. But when I looked at him and how he carried himself, I'm like, okay, I want to be seen the way
he's seen.
Yeah, you can tell, you can see it.
Right. Yeah. So you saying that you definitely need formal education, especially with corporate
absolutely,
and anything like that.
Because you want people to see you the way, you know, you want them to see you at your best. Okay. And you don't learn certain things until you've accomplished certain tasks.
Frenchie?
Before I answer the question, I wanted to say that the young men that you had this conversation with, I feel like they are repeating bad modeling that they've seen. They heard that script and they ran with it because it allows them to be lazy.
Gotcha. Okay.
I do feel like the curriculum in school is dumb as shit.
Okay.
I want to dispute every history grade I ever had because they told me all lies. But it should make more sense and it should be restructured.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like if we taught more financial literacy and
economics, yes,
on every level, it will put everyone in a better situation.
Absolutely.
I feel like college was a great experience for me, and I wouldn't trade it for the world because I made great friends that I would never give up. But I would have gone the trade school route.
Gotcha.
I would have absolutely gone the trade school route.
So do you believe in formal education, or you'd rather just?
I believe that the fundamentals of education should be acquired. It doesn't necessarily have to be formal.
Gotcha. Kenny?
I think formal education hasn't honestly been created yet as far as a curriculum for young folks. I say that because I know people, adults now that work jobs when they were in high school, and they got tax problems to this day because they didn't know how to fill out W-4 form. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like they select to teach you things that they want you to learn more so than anything. But what I would say to those kids, because I was once those kids that said, I hated English growing up, and I always told I was like, man, why I gotta learn all this, like a subject, predicate, verb, and all this stuff? My mom is a paralegal, my father is an IT person, and all this stuff, and come to find out, when I got to college, I graduated with an English degree.
Crazy.
With a minor in telecommunications.
So,
I studied Beowulf in my senior year in college, in high school. And we started reading Beowulf, like, in my freshman year. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta get exposure to, because you don't know what your mindset's gonna be like at 17 than when you're 13, 14 years old. So you gotta get exposure to everything.
Okay. So for me, I don't know. I don't know formal education. I mean, I get it. Like, when it comes to the elementary school and everything, like the teachings of that elementary school, they give you a broad view of education because what it does, it allows you to find out what you like. So what you would probably want to pursue as a career as you get older. So they give you the broad or the base model of education. But as you get older, like 14, 15, 16, in those age brackets, I think that you should be able to see if you would learn a trade. Like, you know, when we was in school, home ec and child development. You know what I mean? But like, I know like at some other schools, they may have automotive and mechanic or, you know, barbering things like that.
In high school, I would have loved the finance class.
Yeah, like finance.
That's why I got my, that's why I was intrigued.
But you know what I mean? So I don't, but then on the flip side, I don't know if you need formal education to be successful in IT. I don't know if you need formal education to be successful as an auto mechanic. I don't know if you need formal education to be like, and I mean like this, and I know I don't want to just ramble on, but just the pie. Nobody uses like. Do you use the pie like form anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Do you use X plus? Yes, X plus Y equals Z. Like, we don't. You know what I mean? So what was that for us now?
Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, but back the Pythagorean theorem and everything like that. So I do think we need to teach.
Algebra.
But I do think with our era, the generation and Bobby, you a little older than us, but I do think that we did get the
Why you keep pointing that out and shit?
because
I'm saying for you, Bobby. Why you keep
from the OG, because I know you're a little older than us, and that like I like his knowledge and what he said, like that resonated with me. But from our era, I always think that we have the best era because we was right on the cusp of the technology and that booming. And Bobby is in that, so he understands it. But we was on that cusp, but we still had some of the old school stuff. Like when I was in 5th grade, they taught us how to write a check. You know what I mean? Like they taught us how to write a check. They taught us how to write in cursive and cursive and things like that these kids would never know. Right. You know what I mean? And people after us would never know. So like that was the beautiful thing about that. But that to me, that wasn't formal education. That was everyday stuff that you needed in order to be successful in life or whatever your definition of success is. But you know what I mean? Like to be an entrepreneur, do you really need to go to college to be an entrepreneur?
I think it's knowledge, it's education and knowledge, but it's at the point where you develop skill sets that can be transferred to no matter what you're trying to do. Like I'm classically trained as an engineer, but early in my career, and I became a licensed professional engineer. Like I built buildings and structures and stuff like that. Like right now, like I do IT systems. Like I didn't go to school a fucking day for IT systems. But like I said, I've recently won awards and built one of the most complex cloud platforms and applications and built it with an Oracle product. And like I said, it's just you learn skills and you're able to transfer them to whatever the problem is. I think me going to school, becoming an engineer, the Latin word for engineering is problem solving. Right. And so I learned skills on how to solve problems. Yeah. And I've just been able to just really just leverage that process to whatever job or task that I've been able to do.
And that's funny you said that because my experience, like I got into procurement off the whim. Right. I didn't go into it like thinking about procurement. I just got it. It was a job. I just took a job as a procurement tech one time. Like, whatever. I ain't got nothing to do. I need a job. I'm gonna take this joint, and I just stuck in the field, and that's why I was able to elevate where I'm at now. But yeah.
So we got to move on. But to me, like I think that when it comes to the last thing I'm gonna say about it is, like even when you get hired, they teach you what they want you to learn about the job anyway. So,
yeah.
Right. So I mean, I don't know if the formal education. I think, like I said, what he said, college made me sociable to be able to be in any environment. That's what it did for me. You know what I mean? Even though I was already sociable. But
the funny thing is weird about it too. You be like, they talking about what school you go to and all that stuff, and you end up working with dudes. You could attest to this. You end up working with dudes that went to Georgetown and went to all these other schools.
So we got to move on, man.
I'm in procurement in the private sector, so like we implement enterprise cloud-based grant management systems into nonprofit organizations across the country. Right. So it's like we go through the whole procurement process and everything like that. So like to kids that say they don't need to, like I never knew that I would be writing proposals.
But that so you know
what I mean?
So maybe you need the formal.
Nah, eventually it comes together at some point. Though.
You need to learn how to learn.
Yeah, that right there. That's perfect.
So moving on, Bobby, we're gonna let you pick the first question. So we had to move on, so I'm gonna let you pick the first question. So you just take one of the questions, you give it to Kenny. Kenny, you can read the question. You pick one of them.
There's one over here.
Yeah, there's one.
It's kind of what?
That's a big piece of paper.
It's kind of what, Kenny?
James.
I'm just saying, I'm being childish. It's kind of what?
Nah. What's the best advice?
Doing it for the coaching. It's kind of what?
Big.
Yikes.
Go ahead, bro. As you finish.
Is we finished or is we done?
You know what I'm saying? What's the best advice you would give to a younger you? Following that, what advice would you give to a young brother coming up in this world today?
Who you want to start with?
Can you say it one more time?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
What's the best advice you would give to a younger you? What advice would you give to a young brother coming up in this world today?
Oh, Kenny, who you want to
Start
start with?
with you, E.
The best advice, man, I would give to dudes, man, or my younger self, it's okay to be you.
Okay.
Not being me put me in some predicament, some crazy situations. Cause you sometimes you get caught with just running through the crowd, or actually just trying to do something that you trying to figure it out on your own, and going about things the way you shouldn't go about. Like I told the story before, but it was at one point like I was in college and I had the bright idea to hang out messing with my friend. He had the idea to sell water. And we took water from North Carolina all the way down to DC to clean it. And we went cross state lines tripping.
Yeah.
Tripping. I'm like, and it was almost like a gallon. And like, if you get caught with that drink, I probably would just got out of jail now. Yeah. But now I was just doing something because I'm trying to get money. I'm trying to my parents can't give me everything. I'm already in college. I'm trying to get extra money or whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay to be you, man. You don't got to be what everybody think you should be or whatever. Just be you, and it's okay, man.
Okay, so that's the younger you. What would you tell the young brother?
Young brother, the same thing, man. Like, dude, it's okay, man. You don't have to go that route or whatever. And man, look, square is winning in the day. It's okay to be a square.
Fred, what about you?
I would tell the younger me to look out for me more, man. Like, when I was, like, my whole life, I've always been the one that always looking out for the betterment of other people. Because I'm like, if the people around me are good, then I'm going to be good, knowing that I played a role in making sure that their spirit's always uplifted. But, like, the one thing that stuck with me from the first time I heard it, even to this day, like, when you're on an airplane, they tell you, when them air masks come down, you put your mask on first before you help the next person. Otherwise, you might put yourself in a position where nobody can be helped. Because somebody has to be centered and grounded before you can help the next person. And I can sit here and attest today that I literally spent a lot of my life caring about other people more than I care for myself. And now that I'm 37 and looking back on how much time I've wasted, I don't want to say wasted because I learned a lot of lessons from that. But me, myself, could be in a better place today, in a better position to help people if I would have looked out for myself a lot earlier. And I would tell the youngest today, and the same thing I tell my little brother, I'm like, look, you need to develop who you are as a person sooner than later. Like, my little brother's 14 years old right now, and he has no identity. I'm like, the sooner you develop your own identity, the sooner that people can start to look at you for who you are and how who you are can help them become who they want to be. So that's kind of like putting your mask on first before you help somebody else. So like, that's definitely some advice I would give to you.
I was sitting here and I was just thinking, like, how would I answer that question? And what I would tell a younger version of me, I think I would say, I don't know what I would tell a younger version of me. I don't know.
That's
I think that I've I live with no regrets. So I think I'm fine there. What I would tell a younger person, I would see where they are first.
Okay.
Because you can't give everybody the same advice.
Okay.
So I like to cater the knowledge I give to a person based off of what their need is. So, depending on the individual, I would just try to be personal with them and find out exactly where they are and see where they need the most help, and just allow them to understand that they're not alone in whatever situation that they're going through. and just provide some type of comfort, like a safe place to express yourself. So I wouldn't necessarily say something. I would let them know that they have an open platform to speak with me as they needed to, and I would respond to them based off of whatever they gave me.
Gotcha. Bobby.
Younger self, what the lesson or the advice I would give probably would have to be about forgiveness. You know, I think a lot of what happened to me in my youth ended up dictating and providing, I think, the catalyst or the fuel, motivation to kind of do a lot of the things I did, to include, you know, getting 4 degrees. Even before that, you know, after I finished my freshman year, I went to prison for 9 months. So that almost got derailed. And at one point, you know, I wanted to blame a whole bunch of people and other folks about, you know, why I was in some of the situations that I was in my life. And what I can say is that, you know, as I've grown, you know, whether it was my parents or other folks, you know, kind of talking about education, you know, and sort of knowledge and what people think, you know, folks did the best that they could. You know, a lot of people were undereducated about a whole lot of things. Right. And, you know, when shit didn't go the way that I thought it would, or the way people promised me it would, you know, I felt some kind of way about it. And it's okay to feel some kind of way about it, but I think, you know, it's not okay to kind of harbor that resentment and not forgive people, because at the end of the day, that's bondage. That's slavery. And you're self-enslaving yourself, you know, if you don't let that go and release it. You're never going to reach your full potential. And so I'm glad and lucky that I got to some points in my life where I was able to release that and, you know, forgive people. And then I think that just opened up doors for me to reach some of the potential, you know, that was set out for me. And I think similarly, that's what I would give, you know, some of these youth. Because a lot of youth similarly are hurting in so many different ways. And that's really what it is. It was some sort of disappointment or something, and then it kind of leads, you know, individuals to go down a path that might not be the best optimal thing for them. But, you know, you got to think, you know, relative to how you were raised, the situation, sometimes it's circumstantial. Sometimes it's not just that somebody kind of really wanted to do you wrong or do something bad. Sometimes some people just don't know.
Gotcha.
And I think the more people kind of get to that point where they're able to kind of release that and then kind of receive whatever's for them, I think, you know, that's the path for healing.
Yeah.
What I would tell a person, a younger me at 14, 15, and even a kid at 14, 15 is not to be afraid to don't think that praying is useless when going through struggle. Like, you don't think there's no turnaround for positive, you know what I'm saying, like where you want to be. And then don't be afraid to be uncomfortable to progress. You know, those are the two advice I would give. Like, I was afraid when I graduated high school. You know, I could have went to Clark, Atlanta, and I chose to go to Maryland just to be close to home. But I felt as though me being comfortable
with
with
sure.
Yeah.
Put that part on.
Put that part on.
I'm trying to be serious. You know,
It's important. It's important to put that part on there.
Me being comfortable as I am, right now as a grown man, I just wish I had that comfortability when I was young to go away from home, and but also like being more God-fearing, spiritual. Is definitely a necessity when trying to progress in life. So I would definitely push those 2 points on a younger version of me and a younger person.
Okay, cool. Cool, that's what's up. I guess the question is...
Second call.
No, hold up. Before we get to that, I didn't do what is the advice that you would give a younger you, and what advice would you give a young brother coming up in this world? My advice would be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And the reason why I say that is because in order for you to grow, you have to be uncomfortable to me. I think that's the only way you can grow. Right. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all hear what I'm saying?
Without struggle, there's no progress.
Right. Mm-hmm. So my thing is this, like, if you stay in your lane or you ride that wave or whatever wave you are, if you in your space that you are, you're never going to try anything else new. You're never going to do that. So that's one thing I would say, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And then finances, man. Just be smart with your money. Being smart with your money.
It comes from some people gotta learn.
Yeah, but if you can be smart with your money early on in life, man, like that saying really resonates now with all of us. If I knew then what I knew now, you know, so I cherish, and that's why I say, like, when I come back to you, Bobby, and I mean, Bobby, when I say that the OG or you older than us, man, I cherish y'all wisdom because you've been here longer than I am. You've seen things before I have. So the wisdom that you can give me or the knowledge you give me so I don't have to go down that. Like Hov said, Hov did that. So hopefully you won't have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm just saying.
Nah,
so that's what, you're a hater. But like I said, that's what I would say to them. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that helps you grow. Finances, you know, do something positive with your money. Like, I know the days that we was in the club buying bottles. That Basil Hayden cost $30-$40 here, and it costs $200 at the club. And I'm blowing it because I want to look like something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then
and then I'm gonna come and get the joint that you spent all the money on.
Exactly.
So you're welcome. So
pretty much.
So
at your table.
And we create our own VIP
So
section.
what I would tell to a younger me, watch how you portray yourself on social media, on social networks. And the reason why I say that is because they are using that against you. They're using that against you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's one thing I would tell them. You know what I mean? Just watch how you portray yourself on social media, man, and then that'll be different. I heard one of the realest quotes from a young lady because at work we do the cotillion, and you know, if everybody know what the cotillion is, it's pretty much an etiquette and just doing that and just learning how to be, you know, learning techniques and topics. I mean, learn how to be dainty, I guess, in a sense, for lack of a better term.
That's a horrible.
Yeah, but learn how to be dainty,
Gotcha.
but for lack of a term, or just learn how to be, you know, stand-up citizens. Let me say it that way, or whatever. You know what I mean? Teaching you things to be a stand-up person in this world, or a great citizen, whatever have you. But she said one of the strongest quotes that I've ever heard, or one of the greatest quotes: "Be yourself, because everybody else is taken."
Damn. Yeah, that's a bar.
So
Too many.
You know what I mean?
Like a fabulous bar.
But she said it, and when she said it to me, it resonated with me, and that was like at 29. She's saying this, and she 14. She like, be yourself because everybody else is taken.
Wow.
Be yourself, man. Like you said, everybody said be yourself. You know what I mean? Be yourself, because like nobody can do you better than you can do yourself.
Right.
So that's my biggest thing. Be yourself, man. Just always be yourself. Don't be scared. If you like art and your homeboys think it's crazy to like art or go to art museums, do it, man.
That's
you know what I'm saying? It's
man.
cultural. You know what I mean? Be who you are, man. Learn. You know what I mean? That's stepping out of your box and being who you are allows you to be comfortable with who you are and able to step out and do things.
It's funny you say that, because I think that's what allowed me to do what I do now. Like, I'm not scared to lose or fail anymore, yeah. I'm scared not to try.
No.
Yeah.
Like, some people aren't scared to win, but they're scared to lose.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You gotta be both. You can't be scared to win, and you can't be scared to lose.
Like
You
I
gotta
tell
be
these kids, man, don't be
both,
afraid
right?
to be
That's
Carlton.
the only way.
So
Don't be Doughboy. Be Carlton.
but moving on, man. Moving on.
Hey, that's funny, yeah.
Frank, you got the next question, brother. You got the next question.
She's gonna reach past me.
Yeah, bro. You don't get a question. So, Kenny, you want to read the question? Want to do the honors?
All y'all niggas went to copping together?
Yeah,
He went to Eastern Shore.
He went to
We went to Coppin.
I can't do Baltimore.
He made the bad decision.
I'm not doing Baltimore. Fuck that shit.
Well, you should have.
He was out there with, for lack of a better term, he was out there with the Yankees.
Go ahead. What's
Yeah, I was out there. All them niggas dressed alike. Motherfucking do-rag, fitted hat, super baggy jeans, and Timbs.
Nobody told you what he should
Brown
do.
ass niggas, man. Alright,
I like my company.
cut that out.
West Side Boy.
No, we
We keeping that all that.
Well, I want all the
they
Come
problems.
on, man. Read the question, man. Let's stay on task, man.
They know they Bama shit.
What characteristics define? Okay, what characteristics defines a great man in your eyes? Would you allow your daughter?
Hold up.
Okay.
Let's get to the first question first. Let's hold on to that
It's
one.
All right,
two parts.
so-
It's a two-part question.
So, what characteristics define a great man in your eyes? You know, think about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And just give me 3, because you know what I mean. I know you can
And
take
then
a
there's a
lot.
follow-up question to that because 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 of us at this bar that can relate to the second question.
So,
well, it's on me.
oh well, you mean you about to talk? So go ahead.
Transparency.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that I own. I own being transparent. I own the fact that everything is not to the good. I do have trials. I bounce back from those trials.
Gotcha.
I celebrate the small victories. And I don't mind saying that I have issues or concerns about things that happen in everyday life. I think that allows me to not model for others, but be a witness or give a testimony, because a lot of people deal with a lot of things and they're scared to say them or talk about them. And I think my calling has been to guide or lead and set an example. And I do that through transparency.
Cool. So we're gonna stick with 1. So that was dope, French. That was dope. E. I know I'm jumping across the table, but you know I don't want to go in a circle. So E.
Damn, I forgot the question already.
What characteristic defines a great man in your eyes? And just give us one. Just give us one. Just give us one.
To me personally, a man is not afraid to not afraid to be emotional about stuff, man.
Okay.
Hey, cause like I said, I grew up a lot of my times. I grew up not holding a lot of emotions in, not caring about a lot of stuff, because I thought I didn't have to care about them. And nah, man, like it'll be situations in men's life, like it be some like messed up situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll act like the shit don't bother us. Like, nah, nigga, your fucking cousin just died, nigga. It's okay, bro. Like, you can cry. You can be messed up about it, bro. It's alright. You don't gotta be strong or nah. You can be weak, but cause it's
so right.
Yeah, nah. That's cause people understand like that's actually natural. It's not natural to hold everything in. That's when
release.
Yeah, the release, yeah, because it's not natural. No, because then when you do that kind of stuff, you just hold everything. That's when you get to the drugs. You get to this.
Something to cope with it.
Yeah, you to cope with it. Now you're looking at different women. You get it from women. You get it from me or whatever. But nah, it's okay to get emotional, man. Let it out, bro.
What do you say, Bobby?
I got 3. I'm not gonna elaborate on them, but I would say integrity, consistency, and compassion.
Okay.
I think you know.
Gotcha.
I think if Ben can kind of incorporate those 3, I think they'll be alright.
Fred.
My answer is security.
Okay.
As a man, when you're dealing with like family, kids, whatever, you're looked to as the line of defense. So no matter what it is that's going on in life, everybody looks to you for the answers. And that's a security as far as physical security, mental security, all just every emotional security, every level of security. And just speaking of what that man just said right there, man, like that right there is deep in its own right, because a lot of people look at it as showing emotion as a sense of weakness. Showing emotion in front of people is actually a sense, like a showing of strength, because like in your mind you're already thinking, look, I gotta be a rock, I can't show no weakness. No. It's like and I've cried in front of y'all.
Yes.
Like if I'm hurt, I'm hurt. I need y'all to see that and feel like, look, this is coming from a real place.
That's how much I care about this situation.
Exactly,
right,
and like
right.
that's why I look at it as a sense of strength, because when people look at you like, look, this gotta be real. Because this man is being completely vulnerable, but then I know who that person really is, because that's the same person that no matter what happens, they always got my back. They always the first person I can call. They always the first person I can trust. And that when you show yourself being vulnerable, it brings that level of trust in, where people can look at you like, you know what, I trust that man because he showed me who he really is.
That'll also show you who you can't trust.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
If I could jump in off of what Fred said, I kind of elaborate with y'all a little bit, about kind of what happened with me last week. And just a quick synopsis, they called me in with 3 lawyers. 2 of them were black women and 1 were a white male. One black lady was with the company. She's an HR. She's a lawyer. The white man was with the company. He was a general counsel's office. The other black woman was external counsel that they hired to do the investigation. When he told me that, they said, Bobby, we done an investigation. Bottom line up front, we found that what happened, they tried to put you on a performance improvement plan, and the harassment and them not promoting you and giving that executive level job to someone else, it was all retaliation for you doing the right thing. When she said that, I cried. I literally lost it in there. And I'm sitting here, I'm not with my lawyer or anything, it's just me, a black man in this situation, sitting across the table from 3 lawyers, all with the company. And the first thing they said was, "Are you okay?" And you know what I said? I said, "No, I'm not okay."
Wow.
And so they all kind of looked at me, and I was like, and I told them, I said, "You know what?" I said, "I came into this meeting because this has been an investigation been going on for over a year, and y'all did me a meeting invite for 30 minutes. So what the fuck am I supposed to think is supposed to happen in 30 minutes?" Like,
You went through a lot of emotions in that span of time.
and I'm like, so I'm like, 30 minutes, y'all about to walk me the fuck about this company. So I got, and I told him, I said, like I told him, I said, generally this type of stuff don't, bode well for people of color. I said, I expected to be walked out today. I said, I did not expect you to say that you heard me. You heard what I said. I said, and I told her, excuse me if, I take a moment, and I'm just releasing all this. I said, I've been carrying this shit on. I said, it's affected me. It's affected my family. All this shit, all this shit for the week or so. Interesting enough, it was 2 black women in there, and it was a white guy. And the white guy was actually the first person to actually dig in his pocket to give me a tissue and offer it to me. And he was also the first person that said, you know what, on behalf of the parent company and the company that you work for, I want to apologize.
Wow.
For what happened. He said it should not have happened, to you. But it goes to that point, like, I could have sat up there and been like, I knew I was fucking right the whole time, or, whatever like that. But like I said, I think it was just a moment of emotion, a moment of honesty, and I just, it just let the the emotions. I had to release it. Let the emotions
thank
play
God for
over
you
there.
trusting the process, though.
That's
But you went through a wide range of emotions in that span of time.
You was on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
But and don't mean to cut you off because I know we we're trying to stay on topic a little bit, but that was deep, Bobby, man, and but I don't mean to cut you off because we do got to continue the show, but. Man, I definitely would like to talk to you off.
Like to cry like that in front of some motherfuckers I don't even know.
That's it.
I want to know.
And I'm not that dude to do some shit like that.
I definitely want to talk to you about it more off camera, but off the show, after the show. But go ahead, Kenny, because I know we got to kind of stay on this ass.
I would say, I feel what all y'all was saying. Like, one of the things I'm guilty of is not showing my emotions when I'm really hurting inside. Like, don't being, not to be afraid, not to be God-fearing, and not to be emotional on the outside. Like, when my grandmother passed, all y'all was pallbearers at my grandma's funeral, and I didn't mourn. I ain't mourn when I was up here in Maryland because I wanted to be strong up here in front of you guys. I didn't want to break down and cry in front of my friends, but y'all my brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until, like, my favorite gospel song is Jesus is Love by the Commodores. Lionel Richie and them, when they sung that. Oh, maybe it's Lionel Richie. I don't know. One of them. Lionel Richie was solo or something like that. And it wasn't until when they dropped my grandmom in the grave and shit, and they played that joint, and I just lost it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, don't be afraid to be God-fearing, praying all the time. Push that. That's one thing I feel. I think I could be more. If I go to church, my family go to church. So I gotta be more.
Set that example.
Spiritual and set that example for my family to go to church. If I don't get up and go to church, my wife ain't gonna get up and go to church. My kids ain't gonna get up to church. So I gotta be better at that. And then that's what I'll give away.
So for me, I think it's what everybody touched on. I know I'm going last, so everything y'all said resonates with me very, very much so. But being transparent, definitely, man, being transparent, because Man, my uncle told me that. One of my uncles told me to be transparent, man. Just talking about his situation when he almost lost his wife, and he was just like, no, I wanted her. Instead of saying, I'm alright, I'm gonna be good, I'm cool. You know what I mean? That's one. Being a stand-up guy, you know what I mean? When in the face of, when you can say like what you did, Bobby, that's stand up, being a gentleman, knowing that all the odds was against you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Being stand up and doing the right thing when it's easy to do the wrong thing. We all know that, but to stand up and do the right thing, to stand out.
You said effort, man.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. And the vulnerability, I think those are the three. And the reason why I say vulnerability, man, because, and like, as y'all know, man, you know, for me, I met my dad. Like I said, I've talked about it, and I've talked about it on the show. I met my dad at 34, and you know, you know, seeing him, you know, I told myself, well, I don't need my dad. You know, it's been this long and everything like that. So, you know, like he said about the song. So my favorite gospel song now is Worth, and You Thought I Was Worth Saving. So you came and changed my life. And when that song came on, you know what I mean, me and my dad cried, and he grabbed me, because I broke down. I literally broke down in his church. My dad's a pastor. And when I met him, I cried. And my dad cried. And he's a man's man. After meet my dad, and they've met my dad. Yeah. My dad's a man's man. Like, Bill Holmes, Curry, like weight trainer, like shit he do, like, you know what I mean, like use his hands to work, like
fist burn, like boys in the hood.
Yeah, like he's a man's
style,
real talk. He's a man's man, like the man's man, like, you know what I mean. You look at him, okay, went to the army, shot guns, you know, did all the other stuff and did everything. And when he came out the pulpit and he hugged me and he cried and I can hear it. Yeah. That vulnerability made me realize it was okay to cry. It was okay to cry. Like, I cried in front of my mom and I cried, but like to see a man's man cry, like to see your dad cry or see somebody to cry, like that was different for me. So to see that, and even to see how he handles his stepmom, even my stepdad, even to see how he handles my mom, like those things mean and it resonates with me and everything like that. So those things was crazy to me. So I think, like, you know, vulnerability, transparency, and just being a stand-up gentleman or whatnot is what resonates with me when it comes to the characteristics.
So the follow-up to that, to all what we just answered.
And with this question that we about to ask you guys, you know, if you want, just be as transparent as possible too. You know, with this follow-up question.
This is gonna get about four of us on this.
It's a tough question, so be as transparent as possible.
Man, get all of us. Would you allow your daughter to date a man with your characteristics?
Or a man like you? And you can go through your teenage years, your 20s, and now. Would you allow? And I know 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all have daughters, so I want to start with one of y'all. And Kenny, I'm gonna come to you first, man. You have 2 daughters, and you actually have a stepdaughter. Well, damn, Frenchie, you do too, right? So, like, you know, and man, Frenchie, you have 2 daughters and a stepdaughter. Wow, man.
I have a newborn. I have a 5-year-old girl. I have an 8-year-old girl. I have a 9-year-old girl.
Wow, but before we start with you, let me go with Kenny, because I did say Kenny was. Wow, man, you got 4.
Kenny first.
No, I want to go with you first, Kenny, because and the reason why I want to go with you, and the reason why I want to go with you, Kenny, because me knowing who you are as a gentleman, I know one of your faults to me is you don't forgive. And like, I know this is on camera, and we being transparent, and you know, you always tell me I hold grudges, I don't forgive, and you know that's one of the characteristics that you have that you told me before that you hope that you can change in the future. But would you allow a man your daughter to date a man like you, somebody with your characteristics?
I don't know how to answer this, man. I mean, you know, my pride would say yeah, but you know, I mean, I got problems. I'm not perfect.
Nobody's perfect. We know that.
Yeah, I would say yeah for the most part. As far as like being not being able to forgive, that's definitely a detriment to you know.
And I didn't mean to put you on the spot, so I hope you don't feel offended.
Nah, I don't. I tell anybody. Like, if I had a problem with elementary school, motherfucker, just know we still got problems. So if you see each other, don't come up to me and bat me and
Hey, what?
that shit is good over time.
It's been
12 years.
Hold up, and I'm gonna tell you.
He still beef with Jay-Z over 92 bricks. He still beef with him.
He mad at Kobe because they beat the
Hold up.
He's still bad with niggas in elementary school.
So listen, and then we getting loud, but like before we, like I want to say this because you know him, he still has a problem. No, I'll tell y'all. Can we talk about all?
I thought it was because if I see the nigga,
we're talking
about
No, we're not gonna talk about it on
Because
camera.
if we gotta pull up, I need to know who it is.
friends with him though.
Yeah, but back on track, Kenny. So hold up, back on track, Kenny. So what?
No. I would say yeah for the most part.
Okay.
I you know, I'm prideful, so I would say, you know, the forgiving part is a problem, and then also, what's my other flaw? My lack of enforcing spirituality with my family.
Cool. Okay. Moving on. Bobby, because you got two girls.
Yeah, so I think, you know, two girls, one's 9 and one is 18 months today. So I would, similar to what Kenny said, you know, my pride would say yes. You know, I would hope, you know, they would meet someone sort of like their father, if not better. You know, in some aspects, you know, the thing that I try to instill in my children is I'm brutally honest with them. So I think, you know, I'm going to put them up on a lot of game that I think, you know, what I see is, you know, unfortunately, for us that have daughters, it's some of us who only have daughters.
Yes.
You know, I think that's just a, you know, I joke about it. I say there's a special place in heaven for us.
Yes, sir.
Especially because most of us who only have daughters, we been them. We was that nigga. That's his
logic.
I'm just keep the buck, you know, and that's just part of God's.
That nigga got way cursed.
That's part of God's karma. So you know, he gonna give you daughters. So, but I'm brutally honest with my daughters, and I'm gonna put them on game, and so I gotta hope at least when I teach them that, you know, they'll be able to decipher through the bullshit. Cause we all in our youth were all some bullshit.
Right. So, not to cut you off, but you said you're going to put them up on game. And, you know, when we talk about putting them up on game, you're going to tell them how guys really are, you know, they chasing skirts and things like that. Is that the type of game you're talking about, or you just talking about just be mindful of what? Somebody tell me what game you talking about real quick.
I think that all of it. I mean, my oldest is at that point where she's not really into boys, but she's kind of in that hormonal adolescence transition, preteen stuff. So I'm starting to have a little bit more complex conversations, you know.
Well, Bob, we ready for all the bullshit because we done seen it all. So, like, I ain't afraid to call that shit out.
No, but so for me, the reason why I asked that, and this is the reason why I asked that, because I have a little sister, as y'all guys know. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, I try to be that person to put my sister on game, showing what guys do in my youth. You know what I mean? Hey, talking to this girl, talking to that girl, having this girl, you know, and things like that. And one thing that my sister said to me that kind of stung is like, I'm like, well, why you dating that guy? She said, because I'm dating a guy that's like you. And I was like, well, damn. But I'm a good guy in my mind, but, you know, you dating, if I tell you all niggas playing games or all guys are, they going to have multiple women, so, you know, just be mindful of that. She took it the way of, and now my sister did a good job, per se, of picking guys, but, you know, she took it as a simple fact that, listen, all guys are like that, so I just got to choose the lesser of two evils almost. And that's why I
question I have, so is her dad focal in her life?
Nah, man.
So that's I think the main difference, you know, and because, you know, potentially her dad isn't focal in her life, you know, but her brother is, you know, like I said, and so she had to visualize and see you mature as a man and as a person. I think for us to have those daughters that we're married, it's definitely a reflection on how we treat our wife.
Gotcha.
So it's a little bit, it's different. It's like if you have that, and if you have sort of somewhat of a nuclear home, and they see mom and dad, loving each other, working through problems and issues, putting God first, putting the family first. I think that's going to be a little bit different than I appreciate even for her to say that. She obviously has a tremendous amount of respect for you as a brother, as a big brother. Gotcha. But it's still a little different.
Gotcha. So E, what is your thoughts on? I know you don't have any kids as of right now, but what about you?
Yeah, I feel like everybody though, man. For the most part, yeah, I would want somebody, my daughter, if I had a daughter, to date me. I got a niece. I got little cousins as women or whatever, girls or whatever. And yeah, nah, overall, I'm a good dude. I mean, got my own little struggles or whatever, but overall, nah, I'm solid. Take care of what I gotta take care of, and I'm genuine.
Okay.
And then not to mention, man, I don't want too many problems, dog. I stay low key, man.
Yeah,
take care of what I gotta take care of. I'm humble, man.
Okay.
I try to take care of business, man. I allow whoever I'm dating or whoever I'm dealing with, man, I allow them to be them. I don't judge them for who they was in the past or man, look, this who you are now, this who you dealing with, and I judge you. I take it from there, man.
Gotcha. Cool. French?
Most definitely. I wouldn't expect it to be any other way, to be honest. I don't think I would be receptive to a guy that wasn't like me.
Oh, wow.
I apologize when I'm wrong. I listen. I am still an alpha male. I still protect. I still provide. I allow myself to be vulnerable, and I open up to the emotional side. But I still stay protected when it comes to certain things. So without
Sorry to cut you off real quick, but come on over here, D. I mean, like, you might as well. She's trying to step into the man cave, get her a drink real quick. But can you bring me back to Quavo?
This is King Don't Control.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, this is King's wife.
I don't know who that is.
Violating the man cave.
So we just wanted to, because you was trying to, so.
Love you, man.
All right, well, get all your stuff so we can get back to what we was talking about, man.
Who was that?
French was on some serious.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
That's Hustle Man?
That's
French,
a woman.
hold up. Sorry about that, guys. You know what I mean? They trying to get in the man cave because they don't want us to have our own time. But
Part of the show, man.
yeah, but back to French, man, because he was talking some serious, deep stuff. So, man, go ahead, French, man. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I wouldn't expect it to be any other way. Like, I'm respectful, I am the guy that you take home tomorrow.
Gotcha.
We can have our spontaneous fun. We can have our planned fun. We can disagree respectfully. We can discuss it. We can move forward. Like, I'm providing solutions to our problems. So
Gotcha.
yeah, without a doubt.
Cool. Fred? And that's, transparency. Just be transparent.
My answer is yes. My answer is yes, without a doubt. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I love her to death. She's changed my life, man. Like, I owe everything to her. And we talking about transparency, man. Listen, I wouldn't expect my daughter to bring anybody else home to me that doesn't reflect me. Because one, I'm gonna keep it real with her 100% of the time, no matter what. Two, I didn't know what love was until I held my daughter in my hands for the first time. Like, everything that I thought love was up until that point,
Nothing.
like, no disrespect to anything that I've ever said that I've loved, but nothing compared to that moment where I held her and was like, this is mine.
I see you got a bracelet of her on your
Definitely,
wrist,
man. If I don't have to take this off for, like, sports reasons or anything like that, this thing is on me at all times. Shower, whatever, don't matter what's going on.
That's what's up.
But up the sports, but I get it.
Shut up. But that is like if she were to bring a man home that did not look at her through the same eyes that I looked at her, I would be disappointed. So I not only do I say yes, I expect her to pick a man that loves her at the same level, or if not more, than her dad has shown her throughout them years. Because we're talking about like she's 3, she'll be what? Let's say 16. So 13 years from now, she has all this time to really just soak in
right, and I feel
all
like,
of this love.
And as a parent, I feel like that's your responsibility too, to show her that love too. So
you have to.
You
bro.
got
There's
to.
no other way.
As a father, though, I'm not looking
and
forward to
the
that
razor to know the difference.
It's not even that you're raising. Your job is to
Yeah.
show her
Because you're her first true
this
love.
is
Right.
how a
Right.
man is supposed to treat you, no matter what.
Yeah.
So if my daughter brings anybody to me, we're off break, I don't see that this is a reflection of me, I'm cutting them out my house.
For me, are you done for it before I move on?
Hey,
Cool. For me, man, to take a look at myself in the mirror, it's definitely some things I still gotta clean up with myself. I'm not gonna even lie. Would I let a person date me, or I let my daughter date me?
Come on, dog.
No. Let me stop you right there.
Come on,
James,
dog.
whatever you about to say, you are hands down one of the most realest dudes I've ever met in my life. Now, for that reason alone, you want your daughter to bring somebody home to you that's going to keep it real, no matter what, 100% of the time. Don't look at because nobody's perfect.
No,
nobody's perfect.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not about to say
Keep it real, bro.
Do I think that that I can? I want like my
Don't
daughter
say
to date
yourself
somebody.
short, bro.
No, I'm not.
Absolutely.
But would I like to date myself? So I just want to be transparent because, like, I know a lot of us would say prideful. Like we said, we all say pride. Yes.
Absolutely.
But that one thing I did learn, and I was told this too. But like, you know, we know who we are, but we sometimes don't know what we do. If you understand what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
We know who we are. As you know, I'm this, I do that, or this. But sometimes from the outside looking at, people can tell you who you are, and you're like, well, you did this and that, and you're like, no, I don't do that. You know what I mean? So I know the things that I need to work on, but I like the only things that I would want my daughter to look at for me. Like, yes, I think a woman can date. My daughter can date somebody like me, but you know, I gotta work on my selfishness because I am selfish. You know what I
nothing wrong
mean?
with that, bro.
I am selfish, and that's one of the reasons why I don't have a kid today. Because my cousin, I never met him, we was in the mall, and I was like, man, them J's about to come out. J's coming out, I'm about to get them. He's like, yeah, I gotta buy something for my daughter. I was like, fuck that, I ain't having no kids. Fuck it, I ain't having no kids. I want all my money to go to me.
Yeah.
But you know, on the
Well,
selfish,
like I'm saying, with real talk, when you have them, all that shit go out there.
yeah. But I'm just saying, like,
it's gonna be.
Enough
You
of
ain't
those
even think
matters,
about
bro.
it.
But like, you know, and then, you know, I was scared. You know, I didn't have a dad, so I didn't know what kind of dad I would be because I didn't know, you know what I mean? I grew up with men. You know, I have men in my life that showed me great things. I mean, things and, you know, stand-up guys and how to be a man, but like just not having my official dad until now. Now I'm okay. I would like to have a child because, you know, meet my dad and he's showing me some things, but like my uncle, I have an uncle that, man, like I love him to death. I treat him like he's my dad.
So I'm about to say, well, you're uncle though.
Yeah, my uncle, man.
So
like,
look, here's the thing. Even as being an uncle, you're a role model, and you have to like. It's pretty much like having a kid almost.
yeah.
Because I'm uncle too. It's different.
But to something, you know, Fred had said, you know, for us to have, you know, daughters, like there is no other sense of humbleness to you having a fucking daughter.
Immediately.
You know that it's for us to have them. I think everybody understand what I'm saying, but it's like that. You want to talk about some shit to humble the fuck out of you? That's like once you have a daughter, it's just
when Nas came out with that
So,
song.
like I was saying though, you know, I definitely gotta work on my selfishness and I gotta work on being more emotional. You know what I mean? Not emotional in a sense of being like crying or just being more vulnerable, opening up, and you know, or being emotional and letting her in a little more. So you know, those are the things that I think that I can work on. But do I think all in all that my daughter date somebody like me? Yeah, man, I'm caring. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna try to be your protector, and then I'm gonna do my best to make sure that you're okay. So yeah, I do think that, but it's just some things that I think I need to work on. You know, right now to make me a whole person. You know what I mean? And selfishness is one of them.
Let me help you out. None of that's gonna matter the first time you hold your child.
Okay.
Whether it's a son or a daughter, but if it's a daughter, since we're staying on topic, I'm gonna tell you like this: the fact that you your father was absent the first 34 years of your life, there's 0 ways you're going to allow your daughter to feel that same pain.
Right.
Because
but that mean not disrespect my dad either. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault.
It don't matter.
No.
It don't matter whose fault it was. The fact that he wasn't present, it's not a faulting thing. It's the fact that it's a fact. He wasn't there.
Right.
Whether whose fault or not it was, but the fact is that lived with you your whole life.
Right.
You know that feeling.
So when you have the option,
Yeah.
when you have the option to make sure that your child does not feel that same feeling, you're gonna take that, you're going to run with it,
Right.
and none of what you just said is gonna make a difference.
And I understand what you're saying, because I will say this, and this is one reason why, like, and I call him my daddy, like, you know what I mean? The reason why I say this, because once he found out that I was his child,
Facts.
man, like once he found out
he was
that he had a child,
He was up the highway.
and he up the highway,
Come to the crib.
come
Much
to the
respect.
crib.
Hey, Pops. Shout out
He
to
at the
Pops.
highway. He ain't budge a bit. I mean, he done prayed on me. He hugs me every time he see me. He calls me and say, "Man, I'm checking in on you."
When the
Like,
day you called me,
yeah,
you
man.
found where he lived
Yeah,
at.
like my dad has yet to be like, "Oh, I don't want no parts of this, man." He has all. Like even I asked him. I tried to ask him about the situation with him and my mom, and he said, "Listen, I have nothing ill to say about your mom because she blessed me with one of the best things I can ever have."
Wow.
And so, you know what I mean? And he said,
He a Cowboys fan too.
yeah. And he
And
said,
that's
I
God
don't
bless
care.
his heart.
Yeah. He said, I don't care. He said, I don't care about the past because we can't change it, but I just want to worry about the future. And I want to make sure
Yeah,
that
that's all he can
So-
be.
To get.
I just want to say something.
just
Go ahead, Kenny. Well, last thing, because you got the, I'm going to let you have the last thing.
Like, when you look at the question as far as would you allow your daughter to date a man with your characteristics, don't think about the end result. Because I'm thinking about, I'm going through, my oldest is starting to rebel now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she made the honor roll, and now she's starting to rebel. Like, she's getting bad grades in certain subjects and stuff. So it's like, it's how you handle her during these situations when she's trying to figure out the world, or maybe there's something going on and that she ain't feeling right now because she go in between homes.
Okay.
So it's like how you handle that situation, she's gonna remember that. So when she gets older and she gets in another situation, she wants her husband, she's gonna look for her husband to handle the same way I handle it. So I can't just go in there and just, you know, the old school, take my belt off and whoop. Now I gotta really find out
what's going on
with her,
So-
and get into her emotions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we got to move on, fellas. But, like, with that being said, hopefully I can break the curse and I have all guys.
Not gonna happen.
So y'all think I'm going to have all
No.
Immediately.
You at least had that first one.
Hold on,
Don't
wait
girl,
for me.
man.
Did you go to Coppin?
Yes.
You got a girl.
You got a girl.
Alright, so
We had my announcement party and you were the run. They praying for me when D cut the cake. The shit pink. They praying. They said, "Nah, nigga, we got girls, nigga. You got it."
So listen,
You're having a girl.
moving on.
Immediately.
Fresh, you picked that question, all right?
But hold up, hey, what y'all two? Leave it in one time. It's fun.
I'm good.
It'll change your life.
I'm good. Thanks,
It'll
guys.
change your life.
That was horrible advice to tell younger him.
So
I'm talking to the old
advice.
I'm talking to the old hood, not the young hood.
Listen,
Hey,
The old hood, the old E. Hey, look, leave it in tonight.
Nah,
Hey.
at this point, hell no.
Leave it. Have it over.
Hold up, y'all. We're getting loud.
Yeah, we normally do a last call.
So this is the third round, last call, toast.
Last
Toast,
call,
man,
toast.
last call, man. We making it to the final, the finale.
Let's
We almost
go.
on the grand finale, man.
Man,
Yeah,
K.
Man,
Love y'all,
K, man.
Love y'all,
And
man.
like I said, I know this show's been a little lengthier than what we want, but man, we got some great content on there, and I appreciate you young brothers for being on here, man, and being transparent and truthful about this. So thank you guys or whatever. So E, man, let me, you know what I'm saying, give you the last questions, a couple more in here, but let me give you the last one, man. It's on you, brother.
I didn't get a question.
Yeah,
Because you ain't get the number you picked, wasn't it?
you ain't even gotta tell them that. Don't even worry about it. Let me get that. Pass it on
They're
down here.
discriminating
Oh,
against.
he can't read it
They're
first?
I mean, he can
discriminating.
read, but we read it. We read the question.
And you're the host, you gotta read it.
Yeah, let me see that, John.
8 font.
Let me read the
Oh,
question.
hell yeah. This is my question right here.
Here we go.
Well, you can read it. You'll
You
probably
read the last one,
Your,
nigga.
listen, your colors. Whoa, brother. Watch
He
your
went.
tone.
He went to Eastern Shore. Don't
Watch your tone, player.
English major.
Watch your tone,
They say
player.
you check the tone in, man.
In the Queens League, say it in the Queens League.
Right.
He can't read. Look.
Sound it out, Ken.
Nah, y'all ain't gonna like
He said
this.
something it out.
Could you date a woman that makes a substantial amount more money than you?
Hold on,
Who
Will.
you asking first?
Who you want to ask first? They both raised their hands.
Shit, well, Fred raised
Yes!
Facts!
Hold on.
I applaud this.
Since we coming to you first, Fred.
Okay, simple as this, man. Like, I do not believe, because it's 2020, and in all honesty, like in all seriousness, women are in a way better position now than they were, let's just say, 100 years ago. Because women are now being looked at differently. Women are very educated. Women are very smart and brilliant, and they're very deserving to be in some of the positions that they're in. So a woman that's making a lot of money, one, that's a woman that brings something to the table. That's a woman that's very well educated. A woman that brings something other than just what social media is telling us, just ass and titties. That's a woman that's bringing their mind to the table. So somebody that's making a substantial amount of money to me, knowing how hard I work to make mine,
Exactly.
you goddamn right I'm accept her.
Cool. E, you raise your hand.
Oh, nah, I'm with Fred on this shit, man.
100.
Because I know I know how I work and I know what I do. So if she can make
and I'm gonna just throw a number out there. She make 170, you make 80.
Immediately.
Hell
Yes.
yeah, I don't give a
Okay, cool.
Because guess what? First of all, I'm contributing anyway.
My 80 ain't little.
Yeah, by far.
That's
And then
personal.
my 80 can take me a long way, but depending on what I'm doing with it too.
Okay, cool. So you cool. Y'all don't care. You don't care if your woman make more money. You don't care if your woman make more money. What about you, Bobby?
It would be very nice for that shit to happen.
You brother.
But how can you date her? Like, could you date a woman or marry a woman that makes a substantial amount?
I think I could, but I think it has to.
It depends on the woman too.
It has to be about somewhat about sort of her personality.
Yeah, right.
That's
That goes like
so,
she ain't rubbing it in your face and
if
shit like that.
If she's that type of woman that will be like overly like like I'm wearing the pants, this, that, and the other, and whatever like that, is not going to respect a man, let a man be a man. I'm not with that.
How much you make?
So let's just say.
How much you make?
He ain't gonna buy business, man.
No.
To me, it makes it. She make 200. She can say whatever she want.
Oh, so you say
As long as we on a joint account, I'm good. You can say whatever you want to me.
That part of my ego ain't gonna let me though. I'm sorry.
You supposed to be with me though.
Hold on,
He can be carrying me though.
Hold on, fellas. So you saying you're okay with it as long as she doesn't act as if she's the man of the house?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna come back to you. French. What's your thoughts?
First of all, I'm still the alpha. I don't give a damn how much money you bring into the home, and I can provide more than just money. I can still do my thing as a man while she making more money than I'm making.
Okay.
We a union, first of all.
Right.
We're a union, so it's a part of what we're both getting, even though you bringing it in, because I'm supporting you while you putting in the hours. I'm holding down the kids. I'm making sure the small things are still taken care of. I'm still doing man shit.
Okay, cool. So Kenny, we gonna come to you.
I'm just gonna.
I got a rebuttal.
Somebody come to see you, Kenny.
I'm just gonna say like.
And I'm slinging meat out this.
Nah, like. She can't make more than me and be the alpha. Fuck no, I'm not standing for that. Like I'll be the alpha of the relationship. You may financially can decide whatever happens.
But then it's
Well, you not the alpha. If she
No. What I'm saying is
If she paying the bills, what you?
No, go ahead. No, what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying, it won't work for me if it falls that way.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? It just won't. And I lost my train of thought because y'all was talking.
I'm sorry, brother.
Sorry.
We can come back to you.
I apologize.
We can come back to you. But for me, I don't give a shit.
You peel off?
Let me tell you something, man. I don't care. Listen, let me say this. I don't care who pay the bills as long as them motherfuckers getting paid.
Lights on.
Lights on, cable on.
I'm good.
Like, the car paid. Like, listen, I don't care if my woman makes more money than me because, like, I was trying to look at some statistics on it. But I'm sorry, I've been drinking, fellas. People.
That's
a crazy word.
That's a whiskey talk.
Yeah, that's the whiskey talk. But I looked up some questions. I looked up some information on it, and it still say that women don't make more as the man. Like, and that was in totality. Overall, it was like it's 79 cents to $1. Like, you know, for every $1, women make 79 cents.
This is where you live in.
But that figure is a normalized figure.
Yeah,
I think across
all demographics.
Yeah, that's done all
black women to black males.
I think make 98%.
Yeah, generally make more than black men.
Right. But no, what I see when I looked at it, I gotta look at it again. But I think it said black women make 98 cents to $1. Like if the man make the $1, the woman make 98. The black woman make 98 cents. I had to relook at it.
It's probably overall though, but I'm saying.
So don't quote me on it. But I know overall it was the man for every $1 that the man make, the woman makes 79%. I did see that stat. And I don't know necessarily about that, but if the woman make more than me, listen. If the woman make more than me, I don't give a shit. As long as she treat me like as if I'm cool and I'm a man.
I'm gonna say 90% of the time, and I'm probably gonna get bashed that way.
Hey man, listen.
Well, I just think like when if they make more money than you, then they'll start telling you more shit that they can do.
What you can and can't do. What you
can
and can't do.
So I get mad at women because they conveniently do that. They always
what you mean
say,
convenient like?
Because they say they can do anything a man can do. Well, if you can do what a man, well, go cut the fucking grass.
Whoa! Listen, we gotta get back on topic. No, hold up.
Go to the garden.
You know we gotta get back on topic. Hold up, y'all. We gotta get back on topic. But let me hear what you guys say. Let me hear your rebuttal. You said you had a rebuttal.
Yeah. So you know.
That's fucked up, though, Kenny.
Damn, Kenny, your wife
No.
This shit is nice. Cut the fucking grass.
Hold up. Go ahead, Bobby.
So this kind of topic comes up a lot, like with me and my spouse. So let's say there's a 9-year age difference between me and my spouse. I'm older. A lot of her peers, they tend to do better than their husbands.
Gotcha.
But that's the peer group she's with.
Okay.
But that's not necessarily our situation. So I do see how and I know my wife's gonna probably watch this podcast. I do see some of the issues that are indicative of that. You know, when you have those black women that are making kind of sometimes filter themselves and are like, I'm like, we ain't got those kind of problems. Like, you know,
and by the way, y'all have a beautiful home too.
And I make, you know, even now, like I actually make less money now than what I used to make. You know, primarily because I've taken steps down because I want a better quality of life. Like I can make more money than what I'm making now. I mean, people on my line, you know, every week, every other week, like, you know, are you available? But it's like I'm a cheer dad. I got 2 girls. I'm a cheer dad. Like I go to practice Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Saturdays. Like with my eldest daughter. Like, you know, out of any of them others, it's a lot of other dads that show up. Like her dad is there every fucking practice, every fucking event. But like I took steps with money down to be able to do that. And I'm still the primary breadwinner, you know, of our family. But I think, you know, sometimes you get some of the women, you know, that they feed into a lot of like, you know, that bullshit and that energy that's on there. And to me, that's what it is. If you're gonna respect your man, respect your mate, respect your spouse, and that y'all are a unit, y'all trying to do it together. And that to me, then that's what should matter. That's what should matter. It should matter that y'all are a team. My last name is Wilson. Team Wilson above any and every fucking thing else, and that's what should matter. Not gender roles, not what some other couple doing or what their situation is versus ours. Yeah. That's what should matter.
Cool. So let me ask this question to everybody, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up a little bit because we've been here almost 3 hours, man. But it's been some good content, some great content, man, and I appreciate you fellas. But starting with you, E, could you be a stay-at-home dad? Yes or no?
I drive myself crazy. I can't.
Bobby, could you be a stay-at-home dad? Even if the woman was the breadwinner, and this is if the woman was the breadwinner, could you be a stay-at-home dad?
Hold on, let me get it there. Actually, doing what I do and know how I can move, I would. Yeah,
So
I probably could.
Because you
Yeah,
do everything you need to do at fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I kind of do it now. So.
I could, but I would finesse some type of home-based business.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what they're.
I would do something with the downtown.
So you wouldn't do, when I say stay at home,
the reason why I say I can do it because I work at home 4 days a week, so I know.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm asking is because you be a stay-at-home dad, because like the money. If there was one situation where the woman made more money than us, or than you, and the roles were kind of reversed, where you was doing the stuff at home, could you do it?
Oh, I do all that shit now. I don't do pickups, drop-offs.
Right.
Can you wash clothes?
I do that shit there.
I do the same thing now. So I can hustle at home.
So what about you?
I can hustle at home.
I'm with E and Bobby, man. I can be a stay-at-home dad because I'm doing shit. I can get money from home.
Yeah. So what about you, Fred?
Listen,
Can you be a stay-at-home dad?
I can be whatever it takes to make the wheels keep turning. So if it calls for me to stay at home and make sure these kids is taken care of, like Frenchie said, it's more than just bringing money into the house.
Right.
Like there's an emotional aspect of it. There's so many other aspects other than money that matter that I can provide that. And I wanted to change the narrative because I wanted to say something about what y'all talked about, because a woman that's making that kind of money is very well educated. She's earned her place. She's earned her respect. So any woman in that narrative, so like I just want to give a shout out to my daughter's mother, because
man, that's dope.
And y'all all know, like, I mean, it's just different. Like, we're not together, but the respect I have for my daughter's mother at this point in time is so high, because I witness the work that she puts in. I see the education that she allowed herself to stay in school to complete, and what she's teaching our daughter. Like, my daughter's 3 years old. She's bilingual.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So
you know what I mean? Like that matters, bro. Gotcha. So like if it takes, like, just hypothetically speaking, where like we had to be together, if the only way to make that work is for me to stay home and make sure I take care of my daughter, you goddamn right I'm gonna stay home and take care of my daughter. Go out and do what you was going to do.
Cool. So Kenny.
I'm just gonna have to be the guess that I went out a bunch.
That's fine.
I bought into the old school so much. Like, I think I'm gonna have to. I can't. Like, even like, I was raised. My father raised me. If I was, when I was asking if I was going to a date, nigga, I gotta drive.
Facts.
So like, that's just me.
Okay, cool.
Respect, though.
So you couldn't be a stay-at-home dad?
Nah, I couldn't.
For me, yeah, I could be a stay-at-home dad, because at the end of the day, I'm single now. So at the end of the day, I do everything for myself now. I wash clothes, I cook, I clean, I do everything now. So as a stay-at-home dad, yes, I do it. As a stay-at-home, listen, let me tell you something. When I turned 35, my gift from my mom, I asked her for an air fryer. So I asked for an air fryer.
Hey,
So,
man, as a single man too.
So I know that I can do it. I know I can be a stay-at-home dad, and everything like that. I don't care how y'all can laugh at me. I'm cool. I'm comfortable with who I am.
In your skin.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with my skin.
Figure.
So, I mean, and like I said, yeah, you talk about that, but Kenny, you called me and asked me, hey man, what was that diet you was on that you did? So don't act like that. Yeah, all right then. That's what I thought. So like I said, at the end of the day, I could be a stay-at-home dad. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I have no problems with that. And if
I do go to the gym, stay fit,
if my mother wanted to, so good information on that last call, man. I appreciate you guys on that. So before we get into this last question that me and Kenny like to ask, what y'all sipping on? French, what you sipping on over there?
Mahi's Brandy, black owned.
Yep.
My partner Glenn, yeah, some good stuff.
So that's that Mahi's, and I had it too, and I think I promoted this also on BBW, and got great reviews on it, man. It's a great drink. So Mahi's Brandy, or whatnot, man. If you ain't had none, go get you some. It's not that much.
I'm trying to get some. A couple bottles.
So what you sipping on, Fred?
I've definitely been tapping into my man's Mahi's bottle, because my order that I put in won't be available for the next couple of weeks, but when I get my bottle, please believe my new Mahi's bottle will be available. I'm also sipping on that Jose, my favorite Spanish friend.
That light skin shit.
It's light skin, but it's my favorite. No, straight Jose, straight Spanish, baby.
What you been drinking? What you been sipping on over there, E?
Basil. This is Basil Hayden.
Okay.
This drink and also the Japanese whiskey drink. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that shit. Man.
Suntory whiskey.
Yeah, that right there. That's good stuff right
Is
there.
that the coronavirus?
I hope not. Well, no, it's Japanese, not China.
Okay.
Bobby, what about you, Bobby?
Definitely primarily the basil, but I also had the Japanese and I also had the brandy too.
Okay, what about you?
Man.
I had the Hashitashi.
Hey man, Mark won that shit.
Hey, y'all keep it going. It's a sound, but listen, man, that's. I'm also on the Suntory whiskey. I've also had some of the Basil Hayden.
This shit is empty. Y'all drunk the whole.
Oh, we drunk that much.
Yeah,
Damn, I didn't realize niggas went hot on that
Yeah, man, hey, I can't lie. Japan, y'all did a good job with this, man.
Is
But
that a
Suntory,
rice? Is that a rice?
a vivid blend.
Let me see. Just
yeah,
go ahead,
sweet
finish
and
doing the
spicy.
show and let me read.
That's what happens when you
Holy
show for
Yeah,
4
we can
hours.
read it
man.
off the
Yeah.
air.
Drink off
Motherfuckers
it.
ain't
But
giving us no
but
money.
that's what we've been drinking, man. But so going into the last thing, man. The last question I have to ask, and we do this at the end of the show now, is and I'm gonna start on my right with E. Name one or two people that you would like to have a bar drinking entree with at the bar.
One of them is my grandfather, man.
Okay.
On my father's side, man. My father's father. Cause I never met him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I met him when I was like 2 years old, so it
Gotcha, I understand what you're
didn't matter. But yeah, man. From what I know, he was a good time, man. He was a good dude, man. I wish I could have had a drink with him, chop it up with him. Cause actually, I got to meet. I actually had a drink with all my elders, man. Like my grandmother, I had a drink with. My grandmother, I had a drink with. My mother's side. And that's one of the people. And also Bob Marley, man.
Wow.
Man.
I always would want to have a drink with. I'm a huge Bob Marley fan.
Okay,
man.
cool.
And I had to throw one more person in this. Devin the Dude.
Devin the dude, I like.
I would get fucked up with Devin the Dude.
You ever been to Jamaica?
Freaked out, shorty.
You been to Jamaica?
I haven't been to Jamaica.
Gotta go.
You haven't?
What?
Y'all.
I've been to Bahamas. I've been to Bahamas.
Hold on, y'all
Yeah.
loud. But go ahead, King, because you was.
No, I was gonna say go to Montego Bay and
Yeah.
whatever resort you at, they'll take you to his grandma's house in the mountains in Ocho Rios.
I would do that.
And then you have to go to the grill. You gotta go to
Yeah,
the grill.
the
You
grill,
Yeah,
gotta
nah,
go.
I'm fast.
Listen,
I would
man.
do
I'm in
that.
Montego Bay. Gotta go to the grill, man. And you have to listen. Whatever you do, man, you gotta get that side of the road jerk like that.
Yeah, that
authentic,
bruh. Man, the reason why I say that
Not in a
is that-
restaurant.
Nah, no, right.
I know.
Have to stop
I
at the traffic light.
I know about side road jerk because I went to God dang it, St. Martin's.
Okay, but
And
listen.
on the side of the road, I got some jerk chicken.
No, it's not.
Burn is right next
As soon as you leave the airport,
Jermaine jerk. So
the
Jermaine
pepper
jerk.
shrimp
Yeah.
at the traffic light.
Yo,
But see,
Hold
now,
on, y'all. We gotta stay on
but-
task.
real
curry
quick
chicken
though.
and grits.
Yeah, but we gotta stay
But
on
real
task.
quick,
We'll go every morning.
whenever I get a chance to see the Whalers, dog, I go see the Whalers wherever I'm at.
Cool.
I saw the Whalers in Vegas, hell of a show.
Gotcha.
I see him wherever the Whalers play, I go see him, bro.
Cool. Gotcha. Bobby, two people.
Two people. So one of them will be my my father's mother, my grandma, Lois Wilson. You know, my grandmother was my heart. She passed away. I was in the 5th grade,
Wow.
and you know, I was the first person in my family that ever had the opportunity to go to college and do
Gotcha.
something. And then, you know, a lot of my cousins and my siblings was able to go after I kind of set a tone. So
Gotcha.
I like her to be able to see, you know, what she believed in and me sort of kind of bringing that to fruition. The other person is my pops.
Mhm.
And I'm this weekend I'm gonna go up to Chester, Pennsylvania, and sit at my pops, and I'm gonna have that drink with him. I do it every time I go up there, but that's just the realest nigga I know, for real. So
That's what's up, man.
it
Cool.
is what it is.
Frenchie. Dead or alive, man.
I know everybody expecting an answer from me, but I'm not gonna say that because I like to keep the dead resting in peace.
Okay.
It's,
Respect.
it's just a thing with having to revisit that whole death thing again. I'm good with that, so I'm gonna lead in where they at. I think the only person that I would like to have a drink with is my grandmother. My grandmother in Mississippi. Like we've had some some really interesting conversations, and I learned a lot from her. And she's like, she doesn't forget things.
Wow.
She doesn't forget anything. So I would love to like sit and have a drink with her, but she doesn't drink anymore, which is a good thing. I've heard stories, but I would love to have a drink with my grandmother.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I know Fred. We asked you, in the last episode. Anything changed?
So last episode, I picked my little brother. My little brother Philip Michael Thomas. He passed when he was 12 years old, so he never even got a chance to have a drink. So the fact to sit and have a drink with him will mean the world to me. With all respect to with the mental aspect of what he said, I definitely respect that. But that one thing right there is one thing I actually look forward to, because I was the person that stopped him from trying out smoking. Like, I don't know, I didn't tell a lot of people this. Like, I actually caught him with some of his friends trying to buy cigarettes at 12 years old. So that meant a lot to me, to show him how to do things the right way, respectful way. The other person I chose was Kobe Bryant, because Kobe was like my childhood idol. But after this show, with these black men sitting at the bar with me, especially after reliving the story that James told about him and his father, the one person I want to sit and have a drink with is my father. I never, to this day, I'm 37 years old, I don't know who my father is. I don't know his name. I don't know the reason why he was never in my life. But at this point, I really don't care. Like, if I had a choice, like right now, where I could just morph and just be at the bar, and sitting across from me is my dad, where I can buy him a drink and just sit and talk about what he went through. Because like you said, he might not have had a choice. He might not have known. It's a lot of things that could have went into play. But I would sit and have a drink with my father and just, share with him my stories about being a father myself, and just learning about what could you have done differently. Like what kind of family I have that I don't know about. Because I might have a sister, I might have a brother, I might have some cousins and aunts and uncles that I don't know about that could really just be a blessing in my life, and that's really like the most important.
And just to piggyback on what you say, like people I got on this show, like people that I that are like my inner circle, people that I call every day and talk to, and I never knew that about you.
The thing I admire with my father, like he always kept like I have a stepsister, but I don't consider my stepsister. That's my sister. So, but just to see my father have to manage that dynamic of having to deal with having a wife and then having a child outside of marriage and then having that whole dynamic or whatever. He had to deal with baby mama drama or whatever. And keeping that joint together like the whole time, man. Like I really don't consider my sister like I ain't my stepsister, I'm my sister. And but like that, and I didn't even think about that joint though. That's always my sister.
But it never was no hate. I gotta say this. It was never no hate from my father to his father. You know what I'm saying? It was just always that desire to want a father. Like I never, like my father is the strongest dude. Like you said, the realest motherfucker in the world. That's how I look at my father. I never saw my father wanted to seek that from another man. And when I saw that, I'm like, damn, that shit real. That shit hit me hard.
So, like I said, man, this has been one of our longest shows, man, and I appreciate y'all. But I'm gonna say something about my dad, and you know what's beautiful about my situation with my dad? He has no other kids but me. So, so I'm my mother's only boy, and I'm my dad's only boy. So I don't have to share him with nobody, technically. I mean, of course, he take care of like nieces and nephews and things like that. But when he got me, I didn't have to worry about. And I mean, of course, I was like, damn, what if I have some brothers that I can, talk to, and older brothers, older siblings, or anything like that. But to come to find out it was none, and not to be able to have to share my daddy, oh, that meant so much to me, man. So, thank you guys for a beautiful episode, man. Thank y'all, clap it, man. Like, thank you guys for a beautiful episode. This episode ran longer than we normally do, so if you watching, when you get to see this episode, man, please watch the whole entire the episode in its entirety. Please watch the episode in its entirety, man. This was a beautiful episode. Man's Cave. we actually touched on some things that was more than just surface. So thank you guys. You know, man, when you watch the show, man, just please watch it in entirety. You will definitely see some good stuff from these brothers sitting around this table. So before we end,
as a man, you ladies better come for some substance.
Yeah.
When we have ladies nights.
Yeah.
If you don't,
right.
I'm gonna be pointing
let's do one more. Let's do one more chant to end the night, y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before we go, man, like I said, we talking about vulnerability. I love all you guys sitting here, man. Love you guys, man. Thank you guys, man. And it's a wrap, y'all. Bar, Drinks, and Entrees, man. Catch y'all on the next one.
Episode 4.